What's better?
I mean, like, I'd go out and I'd be like, I'm gonna put 5 on this unknown horse, and then hopefully he wins, and I make $3 million. You know.
See, that's the one thing I try and stay away from is the horse betting. I just hate horse betting.
That was like the go-to. You know, I think it's stupid. You know, because I mean, like, they have some crazy statistic where it's like, the previous winner of the horse 75% of the time doesn't even make top 10 or some shit in the next race. Typically, the top 10 don't even perform up to 80% of what they did in the previous race and whatnot.
They just do horrible with them, bro. So many of them died. Remember last year? It was like 3.
Three died.
Known ones.
Have you been by Pimlico recently?
You drove by there?
You go there all the time? So I drove by there the other day. I didn't realize how raggedy Pimlico actually was.
Oh, brother, let me tell you a story.
I drove by those stables, and I'm looking. I'm like, there's a major horse race happening here every year.
Listen, I take part in Pimlico every single year, right before the Pimlico, right before the Preakness. I mean, Pimlico does the same thing every single year. They will get the main thing that they do. They come in and they try to stop all the leaks. Basically, they only fix windows if they're broken or they're leaking. Other than that, they just try and stop pipe leaks and everything. But the real key to success is their thing is just a fresh coat of paint. It really is. They just paint everything. They paint every single thing that they possibly can, and it makes it look new. It really does.
I was literally looking at the horse stables, and I'm like, dude, looks like they didn't even fucking paint them this time around. I'm just like, look, I'm like seriously, there's a national. So every year there's those 3 big horse races. And one of them's here at Pimlico.
Yeah.
And this
that's why they've been fighting for so long to move it now. You know, they want to move it to Laurel, which is a way nicer track.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing keeping it here at Pimlico is the history.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Pimlico, still could be a great track. See, I'm just not a fan of the horse racing anyway. I just think they do it too bad.
Yeah.
It's one thing for a human to say, I want to do this. It's another thing for, getting an animal to do shit. It's just weird. It's just a weird thing. I just feel like they just use them. Just use them till they're no good, then kill them or let them die, put them down. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I don't really like that. But I mean, there's a lot of things I would definitely like to dabble in on the gambling side. Mainly the fights. I've always been a fan of the fights.
I mean, I think if there was open sports betting, I would just be. There also would be the more casual side to the gambling.
Yeah, well, for me being an idiot, right? Because you don't want to lose your money. What I was trying to say is I've always been a fan of fights because there's only 2 options. If you just want to make a simple bet of who wins, don't even get into by how or nothing like that. Who wins the fight? That's usually something you could, you say, hey, if I'm wrong, that's like a flip of the coin. Not literally, but. Of course, it's not a flip of the coin, and someone's way better than someone like that.
Especially,
it's a chance. You always got a chance.
But I mean, I think if there's open sports betting, you'd probably would have things like you'd look at it's like how they have in 2K where you try and pick the winner of the night. You pick the winners of each game on let's say a 3-game night or some shit. You pick the winner. You make so and so off of whatever this and that. I think there'd be more casual things that it's like week 17. Pick your winners. They have those company-wide draft things that I forgot what they call it, but where they just try and pick the winners, and if you pick all the winners for that week, you win the pool for that week type of thing. I think there'd be those on. You'd be able to go into the casino, and they'd be running that all day, or they'd have a little bar for it or something. You just kind of go and casually play that week, get in, get out type of thing. I don't know. I think it'd be a more casual.
Awesome. That would be a little farther down the road though, because they're not gonna let you just bet at bars.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I'm saying the casino. They'd have a little bar with the thing, where you can, yeah. But because I mean, I think with the way gambling kind of is right now, you're kind of I think you're kind of all in or all out type of deal. It's if you're in it, you're really in it to win it. You got big money or whatever. Not necessarily, but it's more catered to that versus the average Joe.
Yeah, the thing
casual gambler, whatever that may be.
It's one of those things that was the same thing with the pot legalization. No one's legalized pot and lost money. You know what I mean? Exactly, no one's legalized sports gambling and lost money. That's really the simpleness of it as far as that goes. So I mean, I just think people should be able to bet on anything. Of course, just like anything, an addiction can form. You
But
got to
does-
try and be careful. But at the end of the day, like if two men can sign up to fight each other, why can't I sign to bet on the fight?
if you're in 18, go fight in a war. Why can't you
Yep, there you go.
gamble some money away? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really funny how we hold gambling though, you know, because gambling it's one of those things. It's a cultural pastime. Gambling. I mean, gambling's throughout human history, and then you have such a
Since the beginning of time, basically. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're always gonna gamble on
and then
something.
there's such
even
a
if it's-
stigma to it.
Yeah,
There's such a
now
huge
it's
stigma to it,
negative one.
even after all this time. You know what I'm saying? It's just really weird.
Because even back, you're thinking. I mean, when things are first established in the world, you can do playful bets. You know, you're going, oh, let's run to the bananas. If I get there first, I get 2, you get 1. Something that's simple. We're both gonna eat. You know, but yes, there's such thing as gambling addiction, and people can be a gambler at that. But like, if someone's addicted to sex, that's okay. If someone's addicted to soda, that's okay. Like, it just legalize so many things, but people can't put their money where they want to. Like that bothers me. I was reading on a story about how in China there was a man that had figured out basically how to ace horse betting, all by mathematics. Over time, he made a lot of faulty mistakes, but eventually he realized that the main thing to bet on was, as we were previously talking about, that the last time that they raced, the most recent time, the last time that they raced, that does very, very much. So he had got it down to such a process that some places made it illegal for him to bet at. So he had to go through third parties to be able to make bets, so on and so on. So throughout this whole time, like China's gambling is set up to go straight to charity. Like the profits go right to charity. So anybody that's stealing, basically, or not, he wasn't stealing, but anybody that's winning that amount, they look at it like your favorite now. We're giving you more money than we're winning. You're not giving to charity. You're taking from charity. That's like how it's looked at.
Right.
So basically, he made a bunch of money throughout. He ended up making a bunch of money, millions of dollars. And at the end, there's this big Chinese race that goes on. And the biggest jackpot is for you to guess the last 3 races. You got to guess first, second, and third place correctly.
Right.
And he just straight up did all the mathematics. Of course, they place multiple bets also. It's not just one bet. I think they placed like 1,000 bets or something like that. So on the third race, I think they had like 19 bets left. One ticket picked the exact right order of all 3 of these. And he won like a $22 million jackpot.
Oh, fuck.
Retired. Never claimed it. Let it go to charity.
Oh,
to
damn.
square up. You know, like
Yeah.
so everybody looks at him like, he squared it up for all the years he basically was burning them.
Ah, cool.
It doesn't really go to charity, how we know.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine something like that, it'd probably go straight to the state, you know? It would. I feel like it would just go straight into the government's pocket. They would take that $22 million, that's what I'm thinking. They just make the bread off of it. So like when you start winning this amount of money, you're not. I mean, maybe it's going to charity.
He could maybe take that.
Maybe you're taking away from the exactly. He wanted to take that shit, but the government was like, "We'll kill you."
One last bang.
You won't be able to use that money anywhere in China. Simple as that. Like, we have your name marked. These bills are marked. We know where they're going. Don't try to wash them because we got eyes on you. Just let it be, man. Just let it be. You didn't have the money to begin with.
Did you see that video that came out about the Baltimore guy that got caught in the bait whip?
No, they got someone.
Oh, it's so funny, man. His face is just so funny. Like, it's not even as good as like Bait Car is. Bait Car is probably way better the way they set it up. And this one, they just had a straight up moving camera, like in the middle, in the back seat. So he like jumps in the car and he's like running through the front and everything. And like as he goes to the back, he just sees this camera filming him and moving. Like his face, bro, is just priceless. Bro. He's just like,
yeah.
You know how sick you are, bro.
There's that one on that show where they do the bait car.
Bait Car is such a great show.
Yeah, there's that one. It seems iffy, but the guy gets in. He's like, oh man, I know, and he pulls off. Next, thing you know, cops pull.
That happened a couple times.
Yeah, and you're like, yup, yeah,
I knew it.
Known.
I knew it.
I should have known.
Too easy.
Exactly, should have fucking known. I love those though. I mean, I hope those are real. I hope those are 100%
They're
real.
all real. That's
think-
one show that I think is not fake. The reactions to me just seem so sincere.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah.
It's like his cops fake. I
Well,
don't think so.
Like the one guy got in and just like he just laughed.
I like how they always go like this.
Afterwards, like they're trying to cover the face. Like I remember there was this one video that was circulating recently. The girl was looking at what looks like the TV that was like showing what was being recorded, and I guess it had one screen up because the caption was, she's looking to see what camera is recording or some shit and whatever. But she's just staring at the camera, I guess that's under the TV, just like, because I assume that the TV is not showing that camera sees her. So she's just like taking the money out, and then she's just like.
That's like that's gotta be the cringiest thing is like get caught stealing.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were robbing a store. So they just got caught straight up just like taking the money out of the register.
The worst.
But it's also like, no mask anyway. Oh, a little bold.
Remember Jameis Winston? He tried to steal the
crab legs, yeah. I was like, what is that? But wasn't that a college thing?
They said it was, but I mean, that sounds like a good excuse too. I'm not saying it's true or false, but I'm just saying that'd be a good cover up.
I guess it'd make more sense if you were in college rather than after you had signed a contract.
The thing to me is like it's one of the things I don't care. I don't care. It does nothing for me. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I know you guys ain't got much money, whether it's a college thing or not.
Yeah.
There's people that got money to try and steal crab legs. You know what I mean? You can't apply for no food stamps right now. Right? They can't, right? I mean, I think they get fed. Like if you're on scholarship, you get 3 meals a day, I think.
Yeah, I think there's that. And I think when it comes to receiving certain amount of like financial aid or scholarships, maybe I don't know. I really couldn't tell you how it works out with that. Well, if you don't have income, you don't have income. How come you couldn't get stamps? You know what I'm saying?
They ain't like you fucking robbed somebody's house.
Yeah, you didn't break in. You just stole a couple crab legs.
Did you see that lady? The cop only got 10 years.
Oh yeah, isn't it like 5 after parole?
What do you think about that?
Like after 5 years, you're eligible for parole. I believe that's the terms of the sentencing.
I didn't see that. I don't know.
I think it's the terms of the sentencing. I don't know either. But I mean, I think it's bullshit, man. Like 10 years. Like I remember we were talking about it the other day, where we're just like, you have like, where I was around the 15 mark, but 10.
I was seeing a little bit more funny shit. The prosecution had about like 5 or 6 things apparently that showed that she was lying.
Yeah.
And I was getting to the bottom of that door thing we were worrying about. So she originally said that on the door. See, this is like has to be all verified. Like this is from a bit of what I've seen on the thing, a bit of what I heard Joe talk about on the podcast. So it's like a mixture of what the info I'm putting together.
Okay.
This ain't for sure.
Okay.
But one of the things was that they were saying like originally she said, apparently, you gotta be so careful.
Exactly.
I don't wanna, say some dumb shit.
Yeah,
I'm just saying what I've heard. Apparently she said that the door was open when she got there.
Okay.
These doors at these apartments close automatically. I don't know if you've ever seen doors like that. They don't necessarily close automatically, but they have a natural.
They have that swing arm on the top.
They have a gravitation to
exactly.
them.
A lot of them like swing arms on the top and just close the door real quick.
Yeah, that's there. But sometimes it's just like
it's a hinge thing too.
Yeah, exactly. The way they set it up, it's just like to slowly drift to a close,
and it will close.
And when they close, they automatically lock.
Right.
So they were saying like,
I've been, yeah.
Maybe the door wasn't open, but either way, it still was somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Or she found a way to open it. I don't know exactly what it was on that, but I just thought that was a little interesting thing. If they locked automatically, then that you would want to get to the bottom of. It'd be clear cut, not clear cut. No matter what, she's guilty. But it would mean a lot to me in the case as was the door open.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
if you're saying it even the door open, it still hurts you. Because I'm like, well, it's still your problem. Like, why'd you just go out? Everybody has a door open sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you're saying these doors are meant to close automatically, it's kind of weird, ain't it?
How could it be open?
That makes me think, did you knock?
I imagine.
Did you knock or something? Oh, and there's a bunch of, just to make another point, there's a bunch of shit they brought up on past social media of racist rhetoric.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. I've seen it a lot, yeah. I mean, apparently one of the things was like something about her text messages about working like Martin Luther King Day parade or some shit.
I didn't hear
Like,
about what they were.
Yeah, apparently she had some texts. I don't know the exact text, but apparently they were like racist in nature when talking to a coworker about having to work the day. So maybe she was racist, but I mean, like I don't know. But yeah, I saw a lot of it when it came down to the boy's apology, like not apology, but when he was like forgiving the lady. I think that was set up for media purposes. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't want to put that on the kid. I don't want to put it on the kid because I mean, like,
how do you feel about that?
Maybe he is this guy who's like, I just don't see it. No, I just don't see it, man.
Because I was thinking about this.
I just don't see it. No.
So you look on the comments, and it's like just mad people going, man, respect, brother. That's the only way that you heal is through forgiveness like that. And I'm just like, no. That's the best way to say it. That's the best way to say it, right?
Yeah. So
I ain't forgiving shit, dog. You know what? Like, if you want to talk about, like, you want me to forgive, okay? Let's say, like, my son, right, goes out with your son. They're both 22 and 23, something.
Okay.
Your son is obliterated drunk. My son's obliterated drunk. And they go drive. And your son's driving. And get into an accident. Your son lives. My son dies. I don't feel nowhere near how I feel about that one. You get what I'm saying? Like I could hug your son. I could go, bro, I've been there. I know what that's like to be in that situation. Just thank God that it didn't happen to me. Right. I can understand how someone can put themselves in that predicament. Though I'm mad, though I'm angry, I wouldn't hold ill will towards that kid. Right. You know what I mean? Like along a storyline like that.
Yeah.
In this case, this is murder. Yeah. This is straight up murder.
You don't know this lady. There's no other attachment there.
Just to clear up on the driving thing, though, no one should do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? No one should do that. You should definitely not do that. I'm not saying that it's okay if you kill someone.
You said was that you can understand how.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Versus you, like you said, with the drunk driving, how like if it was my son, your son died, you could forgive something like that.
My son got in that car,
but let's say my son shoots your son,
right,
for any various reasons.
Right, is robbing him. Whatever, my son fight backs and he shoots him.
Whatever, maybe, yeah, exactly.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Yeah, exactly.
No
so in this scenario, I especially since he seemed like a younger, gentleman. I don't know how old. I feel like it was set up strictly for like media purposes to try and spin this story.
I don't care what nobody fucking says, bro. That shit was corny as fuck.
Yeah.
That said.
Yeah.
That shit was corny as shit, bro. And also, I ain't never seen no shit like that in court. You ain't even supposed to be doing no shit like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And I hug her, getting up, holding her. Now we're going to sit here and cry in front of the jurors and shit like that. Like, no. That shit should have been some objection.
That's where that meme started circulating where they were like, if somebody murdered me, if a cop murdered me, don't forgive shit. Don't forgive nobody.
No.
Like, for real? Fuck that. Yeah, definitely.
No, forgive an accident. Exactly. Murder's gonna happen in the world.
I forgot about the hug thing. Can't give her. Fuck that. Fuck this, bitch.
Can I just give her a hug?
We're talking personal. Please. We're talking like personal feelings and just like how I feel about the situation. It's like fuck you.
Because here's the thing.
I'm on that stand. I'm like, look, you need more fucking time.
If I could swallow that argument, well, that's probably why she got so little.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, it's like I don't like that impression. Here's the thing. If I could swallow the whole argument just by going to a case, then I think it's easy where it's like, okay, well, if you guys want to sit here and preach forgiveness is the key to pain and everything like that. Someone kidnaps, rapes, and murders your daughter. To hug them and forgive them? Someone beats up your grandma until she dies, bro, of internal bleeding. Hug them and forgive them?
We've seen those videos. There was that one video of the Muslim guy who the defendant slit his son's throat in a robbery attempt, I believe. I don't know, but I believe he slit his throat. And he did the same thing where he was like, I forgive you. You're misguided. I hope you find God, like type of deal. I'm just like, fuck, you slit my son's fucking throat, bitch. Like,
it pisses me off even hearing that, bro.
Exactly. So So yeah, definitely bullshit.
See, I can go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I get a moment on that fucking stand, I'm preaching for some time, bitch. I'm like, I want her to get some life
Now let me try and be a
sentence, some
savior
shit.
on that case that we just described, where we both said that we're not with that guy's case.
You're feeling something.
No, well, you're feeling something right now. I'm just trying to, because it pisses me off, right?
Right.
Because it's a throat slice.
Oh, the slit. Okay,
it's a slit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a slit on that one. So when I think about that, I'm thinking like this man deliberately did this. You know what I mean? This isn't like let's say let's say I gotta describe a situation where like I could forgive, right? Let's say like you got straight up a 13-year-old kid, dog. You could look at him and say, we've heard people say it, scum, whatever you want to say, but really this kid just fucking has a hard life. You know, that's what most scum is to people.
Yeah.
It's people that had a hard ass fucking life, bro. And you don't know how to deal with it any other way than live a hard ass lifestyle.
Right.
This guy's 13, 14. And he stabs. You know what I mean? Like, say he pokes my son. My son bleeds out. Dies. This ain't the best one, first of all, because I'm still just super. I'm just super angry. I'm trying to find something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm super angry, but I can go, this kid literally doesn't know what's going on. You know, like, okay, let's say he's 12, you know, 13, whatever you want, like a young age. You know what I mean? Where like he doesn't really got it. You know what I mean? Like, I would say, like, for me, it was like 14 when I really started realizing, like, fuck. What I do got consequences. Yeah. Like, that's when you really start realizing it's like right around that age to me. When you're about like 12, 13, you're still kind of a goofball, man.
Yeah.
I've done so much stupid shit. Like, I'm just blessed that nothing ever got to that point. You know what I mean? Because it easily could have in any instance of me doing anything.
Like you got like in 2 years, like someone runs up and is like, "This is fresh shit in 8th grade."
Seriously.
They spoke a little too soon. This is that shit you pulled when you was 15.
Well, shit. I mean, oh man. So there's a difference between a murder and an assassination attempt. Assassination attempt puts a little credit on my name. It's like, motherfuckers had a hit on me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody murders you, it's like, oh, I stole your $20 in your ID. And you just got left in a dumpster.
Yeah. And cold case.
Assassination attempt, you like to think like, oh, this guy was like dressed up in a fucking duster, you know what I mean, hiding in a corner and turned around with double Uzis or something, or like this guy hit a shot from 1.5 miles between a tower.
He was studying you for 3 weeks.
Exactly. Exactly. He poisoned my meal prep.
Replace my protein powder.
He figured out what grocery store I went to. Then he sprayed arsenic on the groceries. Multiple people died, but he hit his target. Everyone who got broccoli that week
spread
died.
wide. They couldn't find the connection anywhere. They don't know who the target was. It's smart.
There's no longer a Mars.
But no, hear me out though. They don't know who the target was. Everybody on that bit, the 180 deaths. What's the connection? They all went to a grocery store on Sunday. I don't know.
Imagine being that farmer who gets a call where it's like, bro, there was a huge salmonella outbreak that killed people, and they tracked it back to your farm. It's like,
Mr.
Krabs meme.
He just says he's like, well, we breed salmonella here. I don't understand. Like, this is what we do.
You did.
And they just wait a second. They're like, you got AIDS on your farm. Fuck!
I don't know. Do you remember when there was like
that's always the best running animation?
That? Like when that came in like 6th grade. And then like
I'm not sure how long it's been around.
I'm telling you, bro. I remember this. Like for me, when I started seeing it in circles, like nobody never knew. You would be like, what you say is I booked it.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that happened and I booked it.
Yeah.
But then like got to the point where it was like, so then people just started using it all the time. Like, oh, I caught that ball. I took off. I was like, and then some people was like, oh yeah, pop this ass. Oh, Miss Leninsky came and I was like,
you remember Dipset? Like, you remember? I remember similar to that. Like, I remember like one of my old friends. He just be like, he would hit that shit and just be like, just like, I got the fuck out of there. Just like, Dipset.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bro. You're absolutely right.
And people used to do it backwards. Be like, oh, test beat. Let's get out of there.
I remember that one.
I remember that one.
I don't remember people going backwards.
I remember people doing it backwards.
That's just weird.
That's what people were like.
You seen that more than once?
That's when too many people started saying dipset. They'd be like, look, you know, people really dipset.
Dipshit.
That's how people, people really dipset if they look at you and go, that's big. Like they were quiet.
I know what you're saying. I can't even put it together.
Dipset backwards.
I get it, but I still can't even hear it. Like,
because he wasn't
it's
real.
so difficult.
You're not real dipset.
It's so difficult. I can't even.
You're not a real dipset. That's what I'm saying.
I must have never got dipset. What I did want to talk about?
Yeah, sparked it up.
Watched a little mini doc yesterday. Speaking of like that farmer that fucked up, I'll tell you someone that did fucked up, bro. And I watched the doc on it.
Fucked
yeah.
up.
That guy who sent that first Hubble telescope up. You want to talk about somebody telling you a story of heartbreak? Watch that doc with that guy telling you about when they sent the first telescope up. Do you remember what happened?
No, the first Hubble?
Well, I always knew this happened, but I never knew what happened.
Right.
So when they first sent Hubble up to put in space, 6 months, I want to say. It might have been less. Fucking thing starts fogging up, bro. The fucking lens starts fogging up. They don't know what's wrong. So they do all the searches in the world. One guy, final check guy, supposed to lock like these, from what my understanding, once again, supposed to lock like these two center things before he puts this cap on. Like when they got the lens and they got like a protector, then they got some other shit.
Yeah,
and it's like someone that locks on there, and then you put the over top part. It's like one side he left off, bro, and it just slowly creeped up in there,
a
bro,
little bit of moisture,
fogged up the lens, Joe. And when he tells you about
shit,
he tells you, he's like, yeah, they called me up, and the first thing the guy said was, you ruined the Hubble or something like that. And he's like, no, I didn't. He's like, you caused it to fog up. It's like, no, I didn't. And they're like explaining to him, you had the final check. It was this, you know? And then he's like, he's pretty much like, at that moment, I realized I made the worst space mistake in human history. Literally is what he did.
Yeah.
Like but the good thing is they got masterminds working in them spots, boy. They thought they were going to bring it back or get rid of it, make a new one. So on. I believe it was these two. Well, it was mainly two bitches that was talking. Two women. Sorry, everyone. Two women that was talking. And it's like a thing. You know? It's like a thing.
Yeah.
And they found out a way to just replace it, basically. Replace it. They were like, well, if it's just a lens, then we can go up there, and it was costly, but still saved a bunch in the long run.
Right. I guess they went up there and because the first one was just an orbit around Earth and would just capture images around us, right? Like it would just, or.
I didn't hear nothing about that I remember. You might be correct, but from what
I
know, it went straight up. And now you know they're about to replace that. It comes up next year.
Yeah, they're doing launch a new telescope.
That's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Because with Hawaii, did you know about that?
Mm-hmm.
You hear about that? Yeah. So they basically don't know if they're going to be able to put it there.
They're protesting that new observatory, right?
That's where they want to put telescope.
Yeah,
the one that we're putting here.
Yeah, the
next big one.
They want to put on top of that mountain.
Observatory.
Yeah, they want to put it on top of that mountain in there.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa's out there.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe Jason Momoa's out there helping the protests.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a native islander. He's not from Hawaii, but he's Samoan.
I've heard of that before.
He's Samoan. I don't, whatever. Whatever.
That's like Israel.
Yeah, fucking.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
you see, I'm black. I'm Nigerian.
Yeah,
but I was raised in New Zealand.
Yeah,
I got love for Australia.
Represent, you know.
Yeah. And then Robert Whitaker's like, I was born in Australia, but the first week I went to New Zealand or something like that. And he's like, but I'm still Australian, but I always have New Zealand in me. It's like, what the fuck is going on over here, bro? Civ got some glitches.
It's like when you're born here, but you're Italian, and you go to Italy, and you're just like, oh, I'm so Italian. It's
so weird.
You're American.
Kind of like deporting people back to spots they've never been. Like we never really elaborated on that. Of like
Oh
Like, I
yeah,
do get deported to
no.
places that like they've never even lived.
Yeah, like I think the best thing was like the dude who went to Iran. Like when we first started this off.
Yeah, diabetic.
Yeah, I don't even want to go into how he's died, but didn't even know the language.
But he was diabetic also, which is just absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Yeah.
thinking even if you did something like that, you'd be like, here's a year's supply of insulin or something like that. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, damn, do something.
Yeah, you get backpack. Here's some syringes. You know.
I'll tell you what. I told you about there's a older gentleman at my job that I talk to, and I try not to get politics with him. But the thing is, he's a smart man.
He does it.
He's a smart man. I can't lie. Like, I brought this one up.
Yeah,
this was on me. He's a smart man, though. So, like, I try so hard to establish, like, right off the jump. Like, I'm always like, I don't want to argue about it. Like, seriously, I don't want to argue about it. I don't want to argue, like, Republican, Democrat, or not. Like, I don't want to do that. But, like, I was just saying, I was like, because he was talking to someone else next to me, you know, about the Trump call.
Right, yeah.
And I was just like, look, I don't want to argue about nothing like that. But I was like, to me, it seems sketchy. Like, he didn't do nothing. You don't got him on nothing. You know what I mean? You obviously don't got, like, a fine print up there. There's a lot of things being said, like there's missing conversation of it, apparently. But hearsay, she say, whatever. The fact is, like, to me, it sounded sketchy. Yeah, that's all I was trying to tell him. The problem is, when I tell him, I tell him 10 times, I don't want to argue Democrat, Republican. I want to argue the situation.
Right.
He wants me to be Democrat, you know? He wants me to, like, as soon as, like, I said that, he's like, well, what if Joe Biden did do it? And I'm like, is that how we're going to carry, law, basically? Is that how we're going to carry law? Like, oh, we can just go off of something, just do something like that, just say maybe.
Right.
Maybe I'm right. I feel like I'm right. I'm not sure, though, but if I am right, then hoorah, and if not, oh, well, I could have been right. You know what I mean? That's a weird line to play right there. And he's like, well, that would be a crime. That would be a crime, basically, is what they would have committed, which I'm not even that familiar with exactly what's going on there. I only got the base details of what it is. Apparently, there was a funneling of money that Biden and his son received.
Apparently, his son is, an oil exec.
Yeah, there was something along with some fraud money or some shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe he did do it, maybe he didn't do it. I keep trying to stress, like, and he's just dragging me down this road, which my dumb ass follows. But I just keep trying to stress to him, like, I don't want to argue, like, Biden. Like, I don't want to argue nothing else. I just want to strictly just talk about the situation that's right here.
Yeah.
Like, I read the transcript. You know
right.
what I mean? I read the transcript, dude. Like, I never say nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like, I read that transcript.
I know people read the Comey report. I'm just like,
I did not read the Comey report. That one or the Mueller report. Nothing like that.
The Mueller was.
Yeah, I can't be reading those, but like that one was short. And like I've watched a reenactment of it, just two people wording out the transcript. So it's like you can kind of get a feel of how the situation.
Yeah, I was a little iffy because they can kind of carry the tone.
Oh, well, of course, but you're saying like that was it's just an instance of hearing two people say it out loud.
Exactly.
Of course, I'm not going to try and be. I'm not trying not to be an idiot that would let something like that persuade me.
Yeah, but I mean, from what I understand, like regarding the whole like getting away from the Biden back to the Trump thing, it's also come out recently. He's also like. Even talked to China about shit like that because, being an oil exec, being in Ukraine, being in China as well. He's trying to get China in on it too. So, I mean,
I heard about that.
For me, that's 2 for 2. You have, I think the best way to word it is that I read earlier was, you have two countries now that are trying to interfere in the election process, which is kind of experience, you know what I'm saying? But
I just don't like no one telling people what they do for them and then asking for something. Yeah. That's always weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like if I was like...
Unless it's like 25 steel for 25 oil, whatever,
That's a fair trade.
Exactly,
Alvin said, bro. Let's take it all day. Add 20 gold to that. I hope one day someone plays Civ watches this and sees just all our Civ rounds. One day we got to chop it up. Just do all the Civ references.
I just always imagine that stupid ass just like... just get some. It just gets them somewhere. It's like... Because it's not hilarious, but it's like... I get it. Like,
barbarians.
Civ reference.
Yeah, that would be so good, man.
That's how you know it's bad when you start calling it Civ.
We might get famous off of Civ references, bro.
Yeah.
I just do a montage video of it.
There's another one I gotta show you called Anno Domini. Apparently it's like that, but like It's like that, but like you have more control over like your layout of your cities and connections of them and whatnot. So it's like Civ, but like I think it's maybe more in depth, but like less in depth in other areas. But I mean, I don't know all of it, but it looks fucking solid.
The whole
We'll see.
time.
But anyway,
The whole time I'm playing those games, I'm constantly battling with myself of this feeling of like you're a loser. Like I'm just constantly telling myself like you're a loser.
I think I'm stupid sometimes.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like you're a loser, dude.
Because
like you're a loser, but then I'm like, this is really fun. And I'm like, you're a loser. And I'm like battling myself the whole time. The weird thing is when I play like Xbox, I don't feel like that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a loser. Like I just feel like I got on sticks. Maybe because when I get on this, like I know I'm about to put some time in. I get on the Xbox for an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was Civ is definitely a time investment.
You're like, I'm about to do 100 turns.
See, I don't feel too bad if I do like 2-3 hours of gaming, or I don't feel too bad about that, because I do enjoy it.
It's for me. It's not the games, or something. It's about the computer.
Oh, with the Civ,
something about the like the mouse clicking.
That's a big stigma too, man. Like especially like since I got my stuff, like I got a mechanical keyboard, and then I also have like a mechanical clicking mouse. So the clicks are also really loud because they're mechanical switches. So like I'll be in there just be like I'll be typewriter. I'll be typing and it just be loud. It's be like kick. If I'm playing a game, it's just like and it feels extremely bad with my setup because I got a recliner. I'm just chilling in a recliner.
You're just like the South Park episode.
Exactly. Exactly.
Or remember the picture where like the kids duct taped to the ceiling?
Yeah.
You remember that? I always think about that one too.
And that's the thing that's like why it spread so much, because that was real. That was 100%.
That was real.
LAN party, like. But yeah, like just sitting back. If anyone knows that World of Warcraft episode from South Park, they know exactly what that shit is. Where you're just like
Mountain Dew. I was like drinking Mountain Dew like through a straw, or like a long ass straw.
Well, it's hanging on a straw. Just
so they were eating Hot Pockets. Is that what it was? Like his mom kept bringing Hot Pockets or something.
Mom, more Hot Pockets.
I just love
shitted. He's like, oh, I got shit.
And all the time, this other guy like, it's like just matches the guy.
At one point, he makes him sit up.
My favorite part of that whole episode though was like, it would be the part that no one else likes, but it's like the little things that I like. It's like I just loved how when they all just accepted that like they couldn't even beat him 4v1 because they were too weak, and then and it comes to him and there's like all so sad. He's like, I got a way we can do it. He's like, you would know better.
Yeah, I know.
Like, we go in the woods,
we kill
boars. We get 1 XP. And some shit like that.
He's like, we grind nonstop.
and then like Congress was like, that would be like 20,000 boars apiece. He's like, it's the only way. And it's just like for the show that montage. Like, and grinding.
Wasn't it some shit that was like, we're the best? It was like some cheesy montage song.
I felt like it was that, but it was saying.
Yeah, I don't think it was, but it was one of those cheesy montage songs. But I mean, it's not like that, but it's like that guy.
Well, they had to grind to beat that guy.
My favorite part,
a guy like that when you're playing, like a guy's just like, whoa, this guy should not be this high of a level. And he just goes around punting all of you noobs.
It's more like it's just someone that's just better at the game at you, because I mean the game it's very mechanically heavy, especially when like it was like in its peak. Like now they have a lot of less buttons, but before it was like you used to like use this whole keyboard would just be like up and down that bitch clicking around. So I mean there's some people that are just like, you have way too much shit, and I know how much time it would take to get all that shit. And when you're out there showing off, like, because people collect shit in there. So when you're out there showing off a collection of shit, in-game shit, and I'm like, all right, so you've got like 20 years on this game. And not even that. It's like you played years. You played this game all 15 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if that's what you play versus just like you don't even play Xbox, it kind of evens out though. When you think about it,
See, I don't agree. I just feel like PC guys grind way harder, bro. I feel like it's like next level.
Yeah, I mean, you have those people on both systems.
Like you be on your Xbox, like after a while, you just kind of put on Netflix or something like that.
But you have that vice versa. You have that other side. On the same thing where people play their Xbox just as much as
I'm just saying
PC.
Personally, I'm not saying like. I'm not saying it's even the Switch. I'm saying like I think that human nature for at least a person like me. Like when I just got that mouse in my hands, like it's easy to be like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like let's go to confessions. I used to always like playing Penguin Diner. Do you remember that?
Yes.
But I never played any other of the games because all the other games you could only do one move, then you had to press the other button. But in Penguin Diner, you could just press 10 buttons and they would just do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it just made the game a lot simpler. I like when it's like that. And I do the same thing in Civ. You know, I just attack here, then I can choose my production, and I'm already hitting next turn before that attack's even done.
Exactly. You know, you're moving around, you're active the whole time.
If anyone needs Civ advice.
Yeah.
Come in third.
Trust me, I totally understand the feeling when you're sitting there and you got that mouse and like as you're moving it around, like it's just
it's like less work or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's more grind to play Xbox.
And I think I think it also follows up with the stigma that the PC has for gaming. You know, where it's like, you have the notion that like, PC gamers grind harder.
Yeah.
You know, they just because that's what I mean. Like, I just think you have it on both sides, but it's just the controller.
I'm saying they grind harder though because it's easier. It's just easier to play, in my opinion. Like it's easier just to sit there and be like, than to have that controller. Like for some reason, playing a console is more taxing.
I also agree with you on that because when you have PC gamers, those people typically build their computers. So they spend more time on the thing because they built it. Versus just limited console, you know what I mean? You have it plays Netflix and games. It's pretty much all it does. But this thing, it's like Netflix, my video editor, my games as well. So yeah, I mean like I said, they build it because they build it. They use it more. I don't know.
Isn't it weird how like you know what poning is?
Yeah.
But you don't really know what poning is. Like what is poning? You know what it is, but like what it.
Well, you get pwned. It's when you get pwned.
You get what I'm saying? But like, what's that even come from? That's just but it's so
I know where it comes from. It's another thing called like leet speak, or like it's like an early PC gaming thing where like when you would type, like you type with like using like you would use like a dash instead of an actual L, and then do 3 T, and like it was like typing like that, and it was like certain game language. Since gaming culture started growing over that period of time, people started speaking like that, so they had their own language for that. Poning's one of them. I don't know how it originates, but it's like they have another one that they use nowadays, which is like Pog. Or I think it just might be play of game, or whatever. So like I don't know. It's just a culture thing. I don't understand it because I'm not part of that thing. That set. I'm not part of that set.
Did you see that Ninja and that other guy broke the record?
For most
Fortnite
double wins in a row.
49 or something like that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
How do you play Fortnite that much?
Dude.
I think Fortnite's pretty one-dimensional
as
far as games go.
I couldn't play any, even if it's pub, though. I can't play that game even long enough to play that many games.
Exactly,
Yet alone play enough to be that good. But then again, like Ninja's a millionaire.
He's getting he paid that money to get.
So like if you did, I wouldn't just commit all my time then at that point.
Exactly. And then you're like, all right, well, what do you do to keep continuing to grow your brand? Well, what's the Fortnite record for double wins? So
it's weird that I was right because you're just trying anything.
Exactly.
You just link up with other people, try and do celebrities and shit.
Exactly. Like he did with Drake. He did with Drake and them. So.
Exactly. He just linked up with another duo guy and like you know. That's pretty much how they get it. But like it's weird because I was gonna say if someone told me, oh, if you'd be number one in this, you'd be $10 million. I'll give you $10 million.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they're saying. If you go be number one in any video game, you ain't gonna get 10 million. But I'm saying like a big video game, you can make millions.
Yeah, it was it's oh man.
People are out here playing like Madden for a living now. They get drafted by the real teams.
They do that. They do tournaments and shit. They start making money. They're streaming. I think it's like $60,000.
Then
they're streaming
salary.
They start streaming and shit. They're well known in the community, so the community watches them.
Well, this is also a thing on Madden. I don't know if you know this, but I'm sure these people are ranked high.
They're ranked exactly. Yeah,
these people charge, bro. When you get to like that top tier, those people charge people to play them.
Yeah.
So like say you could be ranked like 1,700,000 whatever.
Yeah.
You got $35, you could play number 3.
Right.
They're set that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But you're just like, oh look, I played number 3.
Yeah. I tell you, that's full on YouTube.
Not playing 35.
It's just constant people like I challenged the number 6 guy. And they lose. And it's like Chuck Palm's gonna win.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
I don't know how real the video is, but I mean, like, there was this one guy who he made a couple of videos of like him messaging artists as like their representation when I'm trying to see how much for a feature or like how much for a performance. And it was an interesting video because like you kind of see like the same thing with the games, the level of popularity where like and how much you can garner. Like if you're like maybe let's say like you're like top 10, but like you don't even stream that much, so like you're not even making that much money versus like a top 1 guy who's like he's streaming every day, running these tournaments, like on the feature video, he had like the one dude like Supreme Patty. He was like, I'll charge a stack for a feature, and then they had that guy like the baby. I mean, of course he's like a super hard, but he was like $100,000. It was just like it's just stupid. So you can make as much money gaming as like rap artists nowadays, or like any other. I think it's like one of the highest grossing professions nowadays. How?
Listen, no, not even that. Just bigger. Like, how even? Like, what is it about the fucking internet, bro? That is just fucking us up. Like, it's just so addictive. It is so fucking addictive. So, like, it's to the point, you know, where like I'm on YouTube. I'm just like, you see that video for like. I tasted $100 steak, $1,000 steak, and $1 steak. Yeah. And I'll tell you how they taste.
Yeah.
And I click on it.
Yeah.
And I watch that video and I'm like,
bro, you want to know?
Bro, no time in my life have I ever wanted to see a comparison of steaks.
I will actually top you one worst video. Like so I won't even hate because I like the dudes that run Good Mythical Morning, you know, like Rhett and Link. You know, I watched them when I was younger too, but like back in like 2010 YouTube days, like so like they did this one video. It was like, all right, we eat spicy food sweet, and it's like which one's better, spicy food sweet or sweet food spicy? And like I'm watching this video, I'm just like they're eating like glazed chicken, and then they eat like a spicy milkshake. I'm just like what the fuck? It's like what am I fucking watching right now?
What's going on?
Exactly. So I don't mean to one up you, but
it's like,
but. It's entertaining.
Yeah,
it's entertaining. You know, I think it's like I don't think you necessarily have to every time you watch something it has to be like the best for you, or even if you go on a binge one day of just watching whatever.
But you could spend a whole day on your phone. Like if you just had a whole day off and I was just like,
you could spend a whole day on the internet. Yeah.
Well, let's just say I just gave you your phone. Say if you just had your phone, yeah, basically. But you know, I'm just like, you stay on this phone all day. You can easily do that.
Yeah.
For a study.
Until it dies.
Shit, you know what I mean?
Until it dies. Like,
yeah.
You met like you say play a game on there for like an hour, and then you're like, all right, you
watch a movie.
Watch some videos. You got Hulu on your phone.
YouTube. You got it all. Amazon, Netflix.
I mean, some people so like I think the thing with it is that anybody can do it because the phone is what you want it to be. You're either trading stocks on this bitch, you're watching portfolios, you're playing your game, you're a lot of games nowadays have apps that connect directly to your game, so you can monitor or look at your games or whatever on the go. You can fucking watch a movie all day if you want. You can watch classic movies all day if you want. You could literally watch every music video of like 2001 if you wanted to. Like
that's what makes you consider like that. How like Ari Shafari, I believe that's how you say his name. Ari Shafir,
yeah.
Shafari sounds better. Ari Shafari.
Shafari, yeah. Well, the rhyming would kind of throw it off.
Ari Shafari. But you know how he goes about the phone,
Semantics.
You know, where it's just like he was talking like, you know, he never gets a phone with internet and shit like that or any of that shit.
Yeah.
Because basically he like got one and he was talking about how like he was watching a movie and he was scrolling through his phone too. He's like, I'm watching 2 screens. So it's crazy. It really is like crazy to hear someone say it. Yeah. You don't think about it that much. It's like yeah, you're watching 2 screens at once, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know like what screens are really. They don't really know what a screen is, or like if that's good for your body or what that does to your fucking face or something.
Well, I mean, like, so like, of course, to make it worse, and then you have some people who run like they'll have like 8 monitors stacked, and they'll just be like.
Whatever keeps you from fucking depression.
Whatever keeps you from murdering someone.
Or suicide.
Or anything.
You know, as long as it keeps you happy If that's what it takes to be happy, I think you should be that.
I don't.
But all I'm saying is, I
think
think that a lot of people get sucked into it. Also,
I think a lot of people may be depressed or who are depressed. You tend to see a lot of the same behaviors of them diving super hard into their phone or computer all the time, every day.
Think about how much we gamed.
Yeah.
Right, and then kids nowadays game way more, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I want to say that
I game pretty hard, so.
Dog.
But
I want to say my nephews. Like I said, I've seen her nephew game for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
Dude. Like if you let them, you don't watch them, they just keep going, bro.
Yeah, but also back then when we were growing up, it was most people had a system, but it wasn't oh, we can all get online and play this system together. So now you got to where it's you got your friends from school. You come home every day and you run a game like Fortnite,
which is a 4-player game.
4-player game.
We didn't have no 4-player online like that until Call of Duty.
Especially in Call of Duty, it was
you
always
ain't on really a team.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the game that was high mechanics. You had to have you had to know the COD game. You had to be good at COD. Fortnite, I feel like it's way more casual. You can just run out there. You can maybe take out a squad or two and die every game. Maybe that's just how it plays, and you just play with your boys all the time. You're still having fucking fun.
Yeah, it loads quick. That's what that's about.
Yeah.
But that fucking Fortnite, I think that you win with that building, bro. People that be building, when you see people that are that good, you're like,
that's yeah. The worst is when you watch the computer people do it, and they're just you'll see them be they'll have the screen, it'll be and it's just they'll have a fucking tower, but they'll just be looking around just with the fucking mouse all day. People, yeah.
Well, there is to their credit, right?
Yeah.
This is how they're getting smarter too, bro.
Yeah.
Because this is how my nephews broke it down to me. My nephew was basically saying it's like a cheat code. Yeah, think about it basically how we put in Grand Theft Auto cheat codes. They're not doing it button by button. It's just they know LB, Y, left on the analog, Y.
Yeah.
And that does a 4x4.
Yeah.
They know that. So they just think, oh, I do that twice. Bam, bam, bam. Now I got 2 levels. You go over 1.
Yeah.
That does simplify when you think it like that. They know the format. It's not every single time they're hitting a different button.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
The same exact buttons. They got a panic thing. They build 6 layers with the same cheat code that they bet. If you had the cops on you, you had 5 stars on you. You had 5 stars on you in Grand Theft Auto. L1, R1, L1, R1, circle, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, as fast as you could.
Learn the moves
as fast as you could. You do that 2 times, bam, you got 2 houses built.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That made me think about it a lot easier.
Yeah. So it does definitely put into perspective.
Yeah, that was way good, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, good. I mean, it's something that we wouldn't know just because we're not a part of that community.
Ain't that so weird? And I feel like that's something I should know.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah, when we were playing but we also played the game really early. It was still beta. There wasn't a season yet.
Yeah, there's so much shit in that game now.
They're doing 11 seasons now. We're just doing different shit. The map's completely.
It's a great idea with seasons. It's a great idea.
Yeah,
to keep changing the game.
Yeah, and you sell battle passes on a free game. That's how you get it.
Because you also have all of that shit that you already have all the codes for all that shit you already did.
Yeah.
So eventually, when people just are all right, we can't even stand the new shit no more.
Yeah.
Well, people will just go, decide what their favorite shit was, and then you just give it to them for more money. They can buy that. You go I used to like it when. It was the original map. Oh, we can get the original map for $9.99, and then you still got servers on that one. If you buy DLC.
I'm sure they've made $10 billion off of Fortnite. I'm sure that was a milestone.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
I'm sure
I didn't want to say 10
I'm sure that was a milestone 3 months ago that they hit. Because they've been in for a year and a half now.
You think they hit 10 bill?
I mean, it's almost been 2 years now.
You think they hit 10 bill? See, that's so
scary.
Literally. I know they did. They did it great.
What they did was super fucking smart. They didn't just make a game. They memed. They fucking memed. And they memed their asses off to where it's why do you think you have that backpack kid dance? So why do you think so many little kids know that? It's and kids call it Fortnite dancing. And you've seen it before. I have god nephews or godsons, and they already know that shit. And it's it's just a Fortnite dance, some shit like that. I'm just what the fuck?
Yeah, and they
like,
and if there was like a remember like when Drake came out with that dance where he was doing like that shit in the video,
Yeah.
they did that.
Exactly.
So like they stayed current.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but to me, their number one point was they made a free game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right,
Definitely,
and then they
definitely
just
free,
sold skins, bro.
Yeah.
And like they created something that people didn't even know they wanted.
Yeah.
Like,
But,
but it's like nobody. I've never heard people in the game ever go. I wish I could make my make myself into a dragon or whatever. Like you hear shit like that, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like people never really said shit like that before. That's not like when we used to play. We used to be like, oh, I hope they fix that glitch. Oh, I hope they add new guns.
I want to see another map.
These guys, yeah, exactly. These guys are like, oh yeah, I wonder what skin they're gonna drop.
Yeah,
and they're buying like I know grown men, like I know friends, grown men that have spent hundreds of dollars on Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't spent money on games like Fortnite, but I've spent money on games. You know, I can't say that I haven't ever purchased microtransactions. I can't say I've never bought a loot box or whatever. And I can't say I've never been that guy.
What you buy a loot box in?
I bought a couple loot boxes in Overwatch. Overwatch is a game. Yeah, and the stuff's simply cosmetic, but you know.
See, I just could never give myself like the only thing I've ever bought was like Call of Duty maps.
Yeah. So
DLC.
Yeah. There was yeah, and also like in World of Warcraft, like they had one thing at one point where like because like when you want to play the game, unless you want to level, you gotta play you want to play the game at max level, so you gotta make that guy.
That's how they got everybody in 2K right now.
Exactly,
right?
You buy in, you just
right
get
away.
That next level.
You buy.
Exactly.
They literally. Well, one thing is they made it to where you can't buy up to 99 overall, but you can still buy up to like 80 or 85, something like that.
Now,
and it costs $50.
Yeah, and I tell you what, like
the
one thing is like I feel bad about buying those loot boxes because I know what they are. I know they have, and I still kind of get stuck to them, but like. Yeah, I mean that's like the only type of like microtransaction I've like feel bad about is those loot box cosmetic things, you know. Yeah, I was just in Overwatch, but like I don't feel bad about buying like the WoW thing to like just purchase my character all the way out. Whatever.
But it's definitely a thing.
That's time. Fuck that.
Definitely a thing for people. Like remember when we were on
loot boxes are fucking shit.
Pub, we're like, hey, you come out with a new map. Yeah. And I remember Tyler. So it's like I wish they would let you buy clothes.
I want to buy skins. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's like.
But some people want that.
Well, I mean, I think they should have done that sooner because I think, especially on Xbox at least, it could have boosted their funding for production, especially when they were.
But at the same time,
in on that.
We're saying that we don't want that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's weird because you're like, you should do it because you can make a lot of money.
I don't care if it's in the game. It's just like I just hope that they're
cosmetics.
Yeah, I don't care if it's in the game.
I don't like 2K.
I don't care if you sell them. Yeah, I don't like. That.
I don't like when you can buy, or Red Dead.
Yeah,
I'm a Red Dead in the beginning. I don't know if it's still like that. We gotta try it out. We gotta try it out.
We gotta check it out again. Yeah,
we should get on one day. Check it out.
I see people that it looks fun.
Yeah, hopefully they fix that.
With the new, especially with those new pathways you can take with like the bandit or bounty hunter or the.
Oh, do they got shit like that now?
Yeah,
that's
like,
cool.
You can go and you can be like a hunter. You can like specialize and like hunting and
download it, bro.
And shit. Well, I never deleted it.
I still got it too.
I played it on and off here and there.
Yeah, I've been trying to finish the story.
It's one of those games like there's just sometimes you want to go in Grand Theft Auto style and just like kill some shit. Or
do a mission.
Or do a mission, or you just end up doing or you don't take the mission as seriously. You're just like off. You're just.
I keep trying to get set up. You know where people just pop out and try to kill you. I keep trying to get that to happen, but I can't.
I'll always be just setting up scenarios where it's just like just chilling in the shade.
That's the best game ever. At like
you just come out, sneak somebody.
Traps like that. I'll give them that. Yeah. If you don't know, like it's the first time it happens, they just pop up on your ass, bro, quicker than anything. Yeah.
And, I remember the one time it's like I'm just going. Next thing you know, the cart comes crash out the side of the woods on the road, pulls up on the road, blocks me off. Got the machine gun on the back of the wagon, and it's like dup, 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 dup. It's like what the fuck? Like that was one game where like that game, it had some problems, but like. That was one of the most beautiful games released recently. I think there's still ain't nothing to touch it. It's been a whole year. Like that was a game, especially on console. It looked and the world, like the amount of detail you could put into it, like that was and still is like the pinnacle of like what shit looks like nowadays, man.
Wait, which game are you talking about now?
Red Dead.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Red Dead. That game.
Thought you went back to
literally like there's no game out right now still that looks as good as that game.
No game ever has looked that good.
Exactly, with that detail, man.
Yeah. The problem for me with Red Dead is you always got to figure out a way that people want to continue the story, right? The single player story, because that's what you base the whole game around.
Yeah.
And then when you beat it, you're like,
well, my favorite thing.
Number 2 though is just like it's just like with Grand Theft Auto. Like I love Grand Theft Auto, but the problem is the missions are so easy.
Yeah, they got to change that up.
It's literally you can goofball. Goofball through missions.
That like when people went and started looking at the game, like it got a lot of high scores because of the details, that went into it and whatnot. But literally the gameplay is lacking. Like you go to location, do mission, go to location.
It gets repetitive like that Ghost Recon.
Ride horse, exactly.
It's like that you just get to it's the same.
It's looking nice.
Same thing. What's that? The new one?
That's the new one. It's looking tight.
Huh.
I mean, like, but like for
I like
me,
the little trial play.
For me, the reason it gets me a lot is because it fills that hole in my stomach of like military style shooter, like super realistic with co-op type thing.
I would like to see what that's about.
It fills that in.
But remember, we were kind of excited for the Division 2. We played the trial, and we both kind of like we weren't excited to buy that.
Yeah, no,
we were like it was fun. No, it was a good game, but you're just like you could see it was going to be repetitive like that.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean,
but that game was pretty good at making people come out from your back too.
That's what I'm saying. It fills that hole that I have when it comes to games. That realism shooter military shit where like you could be on the bushes laying on your back with your gun, just like it's just something about that.
Yeah.
Maybe there's the fantasy. It gets.
Imagine when that's VR.
Bro.
You're gonna straight up in the woods. You imagine playing like a Call of Duty sniper mission.
On
VR, bro.
The one thing is like when they make those haptic feedback vests where like you can like feel sensations on like you wear a suit.
You pop that on and you do the leg one.
Yeah.
You ever see when they go around the waist?
Yeah.
And you can ride on the treadmill.
And you feel the grass and shit. You're just like
and you got like the when you get on like that fake roller coaster ride and they blow the wind in your face and shit. You got all that going on
you
too.
Feel it.
Yeah.
You feel those sensations. I mean,
bro, you could get some PTSD.
Yeah, and PTSD.
Bro, say we're playing pub like that. We're all in a house. Somebody tosses a grenade through the window.
I mean, not even. Oh my god,
bro! It would be realistic as fuck.
And you'd be running. You'd be dipping. You'd be like, shit.
It's like, see, would you?
My heart.
What if you think human? Like, what if I look at it like now? I feel like more human, and I jump on it. You know what I mean? Like, what if I was like, because at this point, right? You guys really look like you.
Yeah.
Like it's virtual reality. Yeah. You're no longer creating characters to bind skins. You look like you, unless you want other shit.
I think the game might still it's a game, and you might jump on it, and then you would laugh about it real quick. I saved y'all. Like
that's not. Wouldn't it be fun?
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's like that, but like it'd be fun as shit.
We had fun. We were just playing pub.
Or you try and grab it and chuck it out. You know what I mean? It blows up in your hand.
The immersion for pub isn't that high.
So they're gonna have to make a whole nother line of like labeling for gaming. Because, like, what if I go to throw that grenade out and my whole side just blows off? I'm technically not dead, Because if we're gonna have future like healing,
you'll have some crazy shit going on where it's
and I'm like looking at my shit bleeding out, and then we got a 13-year-old that's playing that.
Well, I mean, like the equipment would. I mean,
that's how crazy kids will be, dude. Yeah, like
I mean, I don't even know what the effects would be from something like that,
bro.
Man. Because
the younger kids that I've seen, dog, they have a hard time separating real from fake nowadays. They really do. Like, even with my nephew, like, he's a saint now. He's a great kid. But when he was younger, like 2 years old, he would say crazy shit, dude, just from watching movies and shit. Like,
you should have watched those movies.
100%, but you kind of like, it just happens, right? Like, you could not even be showing them, like, say your kid just falls asleep in your arm, you fall asleep, they wake up.
Bro, literally, what was the AWE or AEW, whatever it was, the AMC, the old movie channel. Like, you literally just watch old cowboy movies all day. They were like uncensored as shit. Like, I was like, fuck it. Like, this is
that's
like the access to it was super easy as well.
My fucking I always remember I used to geek about it after he did it. Like, I used to always tell him to do it because it's just so funny. Which I'm not trying to condone or nothing like that, but like I remember the one time we got pulled over, bro, and he's like 2 years old in a car seat, and I'm like, Lan, what are we gonna do? He's like, give me a gun. I'll shoot him right now. What, dude? What? But like after he said that, I can't lie. I used to always bring it up.
That reminds me of Zach Ryan coming back through the toll booth. He's like, he's literally shot out the window. Gran Torino quotes. Literally, Gran Torino. You see the movie?
The Asian ones?
The Asian ones, the black ones,
what
fucking.
Was this? Zach Ryan.
We were like 13, 14. We went down to Ocean City for Mike's mom's house out there. Okay. Right on the way back, just shouting Gran Torino out the window. Right through the toll booth. We just paid it. He's like, "See ya." Oh shit. Okay, like it's.
Damn, that's horrible. But
yeah. But
I'm sorry, Zach Ryan.
Great movie. Come on, he was like 13.
He was way older. That's what I was saying. He's way older. I'm talking about like literally, a kid. I'm talking about a kid. Like,
I know. I'm just saying, similar situation. Just
big guy.
Just repeating the movie. This is kind of. I'm not trying to compare age.
But I was just done with him. I'm just like, you're so young. I don't understand how like
that could affect you.
That would be a thought. They're like it's translated to that.
Yeah. Or to where you would even say it out loud, like in front of a stranger. That's another level.
Bro,
saying it to you is different.
All the time after that. I'm always like, what are you gonna do if a cow comes up? I would say about anything though. You know what I mean? Like we see a guy, I'm like, what if he came up right now and tried to fight your mom, man? And he'd be like, I'll just pull out my gun. Shoot him right in his face. Like he was just so crazy. Everybody was worried about him, I mean,
I think that's.
It's just like a thing. It's just like it was.
I don't
want
to say it's like normal kid shit because like I never said some outright crazy shit like that. But I've seen kids say some pretty crazy shit. So I mean, I don't know. Like especially that one girl who was just like is of course completely different level. That one demon child. I was just like, I wanted to kill my brother. Like, remember that girl?
Yeah.
And then she grows up and she's fine. Like. Okay, like maybe it's not that. I don't know.
Well, she had been super traumatized. Her.
True.
Yeah, So that was like that was different. Yeah.
About that, so.
But like this kid's just learning it from watching shit, and like my nephew now, my youngest nephew. Like
from him?
Huh?
Is it from him now?
No, like that. My nephew Land's grown up now. He's like I said, a saint. He'd never say no shit like that now. But my nephew Zayden, like all he wants to do is watch movies and shit, horror movies, bro. He loves them. He loves them like nothing you've never seen. So like it's like almost everything he said it is like a movie. It's a movie or a show quote. Like pretty much everything he says, dog. It's like because he pretty much watches cartoons and horror movies.
Right.
So it's like when you see him, he's like. I will lay down my life for you, which is like that Transformers quote. I don't know if you remember. It's like Optimus tells it to Bumblebee or something like that. And he like always repeats it. It's like,
I mean, but does he say it just to you, or does he just say it to everybody?
He says it to everyone. Okay. He's like, he's just talking. Well, I hope he does. I don't know. I don't see him as often as I would like.
So if not, that means you're his Bumblebee.
I like that about him. He's always like, Transformers. Like, bro, I got this. Like, he's just like, man, he's just a wild kid. Like, I got this one video of him where he just like he goes up to the wall, he just cuts a hole in the wall, like imaginary. He grabs the wall like that, and he's like, and then he goes, and I'm like, Zay, what are you doing? He's like, I smell fear. He's like literally a movie character, bro. He like did this hard ass breath, like. You know what I mean? It's just so funny. I'm like,
you got a child actor in your hands, bro.
Bro, seriously.
Like,
and people, and like my sister, is so scared of him. She's like, he shouldn't be doing that. He's like worried about him, which is, it's scary sometimes. But you're like, you could tell he's like harmless.
Smell feet. That's how old is he?
He's 3.
Yeah. But I mean, like. So I mean, like it's so. I mean, it really is something. So at that age, it's really to be expected because they really just copy whatever they see at that point. It's just a copy learning mentality. Their brain's just trying to
just watching how
exactly, exactly. And he's so like that's something that my grandsons always did. Like they all like ever since ever since they could walk, they would like redo like fight scenes like they were fighting each other. Even down to the point where like one of them would like fake lose and just be like they'd be like. And just come at him.
Always come
raise
back.
the sword, and just be like, it's just like,
You call him the Japper?
then the other guy just goes like, just fake dies, and we'll just be like fake come back to life, like shit like that.
See,
like
the weird thing
so,
about it
you
is,
know?
like, I remember when I was a kid though, like I was always okay with losing. Like I would do like a setup wrestling match with
The
somebody.
fake losing, you know?
I win some, I
Yeah.
lose some. My nephew, like there's none of that.
Yeah, everyone,
You got to win every time.
Everyone, whenever we play wrestle, man, everyone would tap out on that late two count, and they'd just be like,
Sometimes I just fuck with him so hard though. Like I'll hold him down. I'll just put the gun right to his head. I'm like, bam.
Yeah.
And then I keep trying to do something. Like, no, sir, I killed you. Like, I keep trying. She's like, no, I healed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know how they are. It's like,
Yeah.
I healed.
Yeah, I had a shield.
Yeah, I had a whole shield. It deflected.
Yeah. No, you missed.
Yeah,
No, you missed. You're not a good
I
shot.
blocked it.
You're not a good shot at all. Like, they always want to take it in their favor. They always want wins. But I mean, like,
It's so weird to think we were all that.
every
person.
once in a while, I've never seen someone who wanted to lose. So
We were all that person though.
yeah, that fake shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, all day.
See, but for me, like
think-
if you're doing something fake, I don't mind losing because the fake.
Exactly. I
loss.
think it exacerbates, especially when you grow up with another sibling. Like, 'cause me and Tony did shit like that all the time. You know, I remember we had one phase where like we're literally just like we would do like the Bad Boys theme song with like these like varsity jackets we used to have and like our shades on, and we would just like do a performance in the living room like that. Like we did that at one point. Like it just exacerbates when you have another person that's like, you know, they're just like, you want to do karate in the garage? Fuck yeah, let's go. You know, whatever. Or like,
But you still do shit like that when you were solo too, didn't you?
I mean,
Not to that extent, but like
exactly.
you still did shit. Because like even when I was solo, I still used to get a little weird.
Yeah, definitely. You know, but I mean, I was always more reserved though. I was definitely more reserved.
No, I'm saying
Unless
like
I had somebody to bounce it off.
Like
of.
if everybody left the house, I would like
I wanted to
turn
bring
out.
this
I turn
up.
out all the lights.
I still do shit like this to today, bro. Like I'll be like riding. I'll be riding back by myself. Like I'll just be riding around by myself on my way home somewhere late. Maybe coming here to my way back to the house. Sometimes I'll have some music on. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll just have my own rap lyrics. I'll just be like, "Bitch with some big old titties, get out my city." Like I'll just be like doing shit like that to myself. Just be geeking to myself, man. Have a good time. But yeah, I still do shit like that. So
yeah, like for me, like I used to. That's
it's
to
really
that
corny
extent,
rap.
yeah, but
It's
like
really
that's
corny
what I'm
rap.
talking about. Like it'd be like nighttime, my mom be out to the bar or something. So I'd turn out all the lights, an entire house. You know, you get the flashlight. You got your fake toy gun. You put your fake helmet on. You're trying to creep around. You act like intruders are coming in your house.
Yeah.
It's like, nice try.
And you're hugging
You're
corners.
diving.
You know how to hold a gun.
Yeah.
You know how to hold a rifle. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You hit the
At
corners.
8 years
fast and
old,
shit.
8 years old, you could probably shoot a 22 easily.
You try and do the thing they do in the movies where like you hold yourself up in the ceiling. You know,
Yeah.
like they're like,
You might be like on the edge of the couch, just like.
yeah. You jump on them. Ah! This is so funny, man.
I told you, man. Like I remember, like my toy gun broke, so I found the caulk gun. I was like, "This would be a perfect gun."
It's weird how you just lose our imagination like that. We don't lose it, but like it just simmers down. Let's say.
Yeah, I guess because I mean, like
I used to play football with pennies, dude.
football with pennies.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, you just throw it.
Football? No, on the table.
Oh, okay, I
Kind
got
of
you.
like you do with soccer almost.
I got you,
You know,
yeah.
with the field goal thing, but you line up more basically.
Got you. Oh, you have people with the pennies.
Like when you play art, like for me, you know, I get too sophisticated with everything. Nobody wanted to play shit with me because I would always try to make it as realistic as I could. So like in that, or like say when I had like army men, you know, the little army men,
simulation,
cheap ones. I'd always go and like we'd be playing and like people always just want to like, oh, I'm over here and like they're like shooting my guy while like I'm over here shooting another guy or something. I'm like, this isn't even fun. I used to always be like, look, you get a turn, then I get a turn, right? Like I try and set it up to where it's like kind of like a checkboard.
Yeah.
You go one move, you know,
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
you go here, and like basically make it up, you know, my own kind of chess of it. And like I
mean,
just hate that, dude.
Are you a control freak? You control freak?
No, just like a fair battle. You know?
Yeah.
If it-
You want, you know, no, definitely for you because I remember like you would play guns with people and I would try and do the same thing. Where it's like, you know, it's like I call it, you know, you try and be like, you try to set some rules where you're like, if I get the call first, you're dead. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying?
Control
Like,
freak is a weird
it was a
thing.
joke.
No,
Yeah,
but I'm thinking about that, like how it is, like it's like, dude,
But control freak is like it's another thing than like just like letting everything fall, like not controlling everything, like just being like so like
for
yeah.
me
So
though, like, all my life, I've always tried to be, the guy that was basically in the front. So
right.
like all my life, I've also enjoyed when there was somebody that wanted to take the front, like it's like a common feeling to not have that pressure on you. Like when you always kind of like, all right, I just like naturally would put that pressure on me. Like, all right, I'm gonna be right here. I'll figure this out. I like it when somebody else does that too, and I can just go number two. It's like, man, you got a strong number two today. You know what I mean? Like, but like, man, it is such a good feeling when someone else does it and like does it successfully. Like my sister Jen, like she basically would just straight up like do exactly how I would do something better than me, for sure. Like playing something out, something along the lines.
Yeah.
Way better than me.
Yeah, I feel you. So.
And have it way more sophisticated.
You're right.
I like being able to go, what do you want us to do? And then maybe we talk about something to change throughout it, but it's all lined out,
There's times where like, like I realize that, I gotta do it. I'm the one to do this, and then there's times like you said, like, you enjoy taking that, you just let me know where you want me. Like you enjoy having that as well. You don't always want to, well, some people always, that's where the control freak comes in though, where you always have to be the organizer.
Right.
There's no want to be, I have to be.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the separation I was trying to make. There's one that sticks with me. I always remember the time we did shrooms. I'm not sure if you were there, but it was with Neb and it's a bunch of us. And I remember like we're in the middle of nowhere. We're down by these baseball fields and shit.
Yeah,
and
I was there, yeah.
Yeah.
That, yep.
And we're in the middle of nowhere.
In the field, man.
And we're tripping hard as shit on shrooms in the middle of this field. And like it's just sketchy as fuck. So I'm like, let's get out of here, Like as we're all tripping hard as shit, it was the most we all have ever took at that time.
That's the most people we had with us as well.
Yeah, very true. And like, so we just got like this long line of people, and I'm trying to like find somewhere that's just like secluded, so we can hide all these people.
I remember me and you kept talking about it. I rember
like we just couldn't find nowhere. We're like, yeah, well, if we go there, like, and you're also on shrooms trying to figure it out now. Yeah, but there's just a point where like I remember like Nebby comes up, he's like right behind me. He's like, stop telling me where the fuck to go. Like I always remember that, and I'm like, I learned something that day, of like I can't get somebody else to recognize danger, basically. Like if you're gonna be that guy, you're gonna be that guy. I probably can't teach you out of something like that.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's always like I said, we talked about before. Like even when I'm stupid drunk, I still always got that mindset of like I don't want to be stupid drunk in the middle of fucking power plant, street or something.
I've also never been that guy to feel like my judgment is altered heavily. Like that I will do something I normally wouldn't do. I mean, there's been one or two times, but it's never been anything like extreme.
If you're conscious, you're like, I'm not gonna do nothing stupid.
Exactly.
I'm not fitting to beat a bitch up or something. You know what I mean? Like that's so weird how people do get like that though.
Yeah, definitely. But
the only drug I can see is like PCP or something.
Or going back to the shroom time, I remember at one point we were talking. I remember just like we kept coming back to it because that's just the shrooms in work, in motion. Yeah. Especially when we have that many people. We keep coming around like, where are we gonna go? I'm just like, we have too many people to orchestrate to go anywhere. I remember near the end,
it was only me and you pretty much trying to figure it out.
I remember in the morning, it was like I think it was me, you, and I think Nebby or someone else, and we're telling everyone we're gonna go down by the water. We're gonna go camp, okay? Like, because I remember it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. We're gonna go camp. We're gonna see the water, okay? I don't know what y'all gonna do. I don't think we ever made it to the water.
I don't know we ever
made it to the water, man. I remember we tried to hoop on that shit, and we just kept like stopping in the middle of plays and just being like, "What's going on?"
Dude, I've hooped multiple times, bro. I've hooped multiple times on shrooms. It feels really good. It's like unlimited stamina. I
liked it. Yeah. It was fun.
It's fun. Like, see, I like thinking. Like, I like thinking on shrooms. Like, people like that's just the thing. It seems like anytime I make people think, I don't want to sound like that guy. I'm not saying that, but like,
there's
anytime like you bring up people like it's like you're a downer if you bring up what could happen. It's like I'm trying to be smart about having fun.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's how I avoid not being in jail for 10 years. You know,
exactly.
like,
not having.
or getting robbed or something like that. Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me. Yeah, but yeah, that I've always you've always tried to have that smart approach to going to anything. I mean, that's what happens when the one time. That's what's always stopped us from going outside on streams. We always just be like, we just don't want to run in with the cops right now.
Right.
It's not what we want. We don't even want to run in with any other people. Like, what if we got robbed right now? Like, it'd be some crazy fucking shit. But on that shit, it's just like when we played basketball on that shit, it's also a situation where you're in a proactively thinking scenario and you're running these scenarios in real time. So play happens, then you think on that play, you try and think in the future for how to best. And it was just like, when we were playing, I was just like, I've never thought about this much movement on this fucking court until now. Just like, I see it on the whiteboard right now.
Let me tell you the contrary. You weren't there at one time, but we sorry to say this, Foley, but we were shooting with Foley, and we all I did some shrooms, a couple of us, and we're all hooping, and we're running 2v2.
Right.
And fucking my dumbass is running with Foley on my team for cash versus Jeff and Q. I'm like, man, we can beat these guys. I know we can beat these guys. Like, I know I'll fuck them up, bro.
And y'all want shrooms?
Yeah, all of us. We start. I just incriminated everybody. We start, and bro, Foley don't move. And he's just not moving at all. He's just staying still. And Q runs right past him. I got the ball. I'm like, all right, let's get it. And he's just not moving. He's just sitting a free throw. He's just sitting there. And so I go, I'm trying to score. Defense, he doesn't stick no one. And we're just like, Foley, what the fuck? What the fuck? So we wait a second. We're like, Foley, what's up? He's like, oh, yeah, my fault. I got you. We check it out. We go. He doesn't move. He just keeps doing this over and over. Like, Foley. I'm like, Foley, bro, it was like $5 a game, but we're like, Foley, we got money on this game, bro. He's like, yo, what was going on, bro? I got you. This is after the fifth time. We go, he don't do nothing, bro. He don't move. We had to stop playing the game, dog. Is it a strip, forfeit, basically? I'm like, yo, what happened? He's like, I just can't even think about where to go right now. Straight up the opposite of what you just said. Yeah. I don't even know. Well, that night, I remember that night, we're all in gyms, 6 of us. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Foley? We're sitting in a circle. Like, Foley, what the fuck is wrong? It's just like, I didn't tell you guys this, but I just found the day I got a warrant. I was like, oh, it just changed the whole mood.
You're right. You started peeking again. You're just
oh, shit. We're next to a fucking, we're next to the school. We're like, oh, shit. Oh, no, bro.
I feel like you're pacing at this point. Just oh, shit. Just pacing.
Calm down. I'm going crazy. Calm down.
You're just sweating. Just
I was back when Foley was a wild man.
He's tamed now. He's a tamed animal.
Yeah, so settle down. Go Foley. Shout to Foley.
Yeah, shout to Foley. Come on, Foley. Just bring your ass on here. Talk about it.
Yeah, everyone.
But it affects people differently.
Yeah.
And each time you do it, it's different. At least the way it's been for me. Last time that we did it before this recent time, we talked a lot. This past time around, I didn't feel that talkative shit. It was just weird. Maybe it's a different strain of shroom. That might be another thing because I know there's different strains. That's another thing, man.
That was all the same batch.
People literally, I'm saying different strains than what we previously done.
Oh.
So that's another thing, man. People literally forage and hunt psychedelic mushrooms in the wild. Because they naturally grow everywhere.
You talked about this before.
Yeah. So you can I'm sure imagine just going out. You didn't even put no money into it. You just foraged them, dried them, and then you sold them. It's pure profit. You're sitting on a gold vein right now. You have a gold rush.
I just want to grow one of them fat ass ones.
I just want to get a big ass tub.
Yeah, big ass motherfucking
ton.
Dildo
shrooms, just fucking tall as
straight up.
12 inches. It's funny because you dry them and it's just I got a queue of shrooms. You see this fat ass tub, you take all the water out, man. And it's also weird because like there's like a full personal database that people have created.
Are they pouring shit onto those shrooms though?
They grow in shit.
They're pouring shit on there.
They grow in shit. So like
it's mainly cow shit.
I don't know how people get them, but they somehow get these like spore cakes. Like it's like a cake, and it contains the spores that eventually grow into the ground into the mycelium.
That's why it starts in that mason jar.
Exactly, yeah. And then it grows into a mycelium. It gets transferred. It grows throughout the soil, and then one mycelium layer, and then shrooms sprout from that. And you gotta like feed them that crazy oxygen and nitrogen. Like that's, I think it's a higher percentage shit manure to soil ratio.
What if some evil scientist just made fucking a batch of human shit shrooms?
I mean, that might be where they first originate from. You just take a shit in the woods, you come back in a little bit, you got some shrooms growing out of them, you're just like, huh.
Yeah,
I don't remember shitting here.
Humans were here before cows, right?
I don't remember shitting here. So
gotta be here before cows.
And,
maybe not.
And you might find some fucking camel shitted somewhere. Well, not camel because it's desert, but you might find some deer wouldn't make sense. Some big animal in Europe or some shit just shitted somewhere in the jungle. You'd find some shrooms. You know, you'd find some psychedelic shrooms somewhere eventually.
Yeah, thank God the Earth figured that one out of just like, because if now we just have a bunch of shit around here. Thank God the Earth's like, okay, I'll do something with it.
It's like, okay,
so uses it.
This will. I mean, I think it affects animals too. So you know, I don't know.
It's weird to think that like we're out here cleaning shit water to drink.
Yeah, wastewater treatment plants and shit.
It's like feels like one of them things where you're just like, no, you just made it clear.
Yeah, and it's also like, and then you start adding shit to the water. Like you're like, well, everyone needs fluoride in water. Like everyone needs some goddamn fluoride. Healthy doses of fluoride out this bitch. But I mean, you clean the shit water, you collect it, the crazy thing to me is that not only have you done that, you've created a line of pipe throughout to reach every house individually.
Yeah.
Your wires are suspended in the air by wooden poles, and you individually connect a house to a power grid.
Happens, right? Like when you build a house, is the pipe already in the ground? Then you
gotta lay it. Yeah, you gotta lay it, and then you build that into the house to be received. You have those pipes.
What's that connected to? Like a main pipe?
You connect into the main water line that runs to the street.
That's all up to you to do?
If you build a house,
put a lot of trust in people.
Well, when you build houses out in the county where there's like far out lands, you build the septic tanks, which pretty much it's just you purify your own water.
Say you got a sewage pipe from the state or the city, and it's coming right through the street like this.
Yeah.
What's it got? 1,000 attachments ready to be attached to it?
Well, you got built into it, so that's where you get some crazy shit.
So you cut this thing?
Like have you ever seen when you get the hoses that come out the ground and then it'll run alongside the street? You've seen that where they come up out the ground, just run alongside the street. Those are rediverted water lines so that you can temporarily divert this one point. You have a choking point. It does affect shit, but then you can build shit into this line. It's a whole ordeal, man, you know? But have you ever seen those like red, green, and yellow like lines that the construction workers ever spray on that shit?
Yeah.
Yellow, I believe. Blue's water. I think green sewage. Red is hot wires.
Orange is gas.
Yeah, yellow's gas. Yeah, that's what it is.
Is it yellow? Okay.
Yeah, yellow. They're marking the lines in the street for future construction work. So they plan around it. They make ways for it to happen. I remember there was a huge restructuring project around Park Street where they had to connect this. They had to redo the water pipes for this apartment building or some shit. They had these huge lines come out and go into these pumps that were helping supplement the water line and pump the water through all these other lines to go back and connect it into the water line elsewhere.
What the hell?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is just insane, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
how many people are we talking about? 1 million shits a day? I mean, there's gotta be 1 million shits a day in Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, if not that, you're doing 1 million flushes, and then you have there was that. Remember the Fatberg story? under Union Station in a sewer main sewer line. There was what they call a fatberg. A fatberg was just grease and toilet paper, just like you use cooking grease, like fat and oil, skin cells and shit, and fucking paper towels and toilet paper. And it was clogged. It was a huge mass.
Here?
Here, yeah, you can look it up. Look up Fatberg in Baltimore, and it's just a huge sewage line backup that you gotta go in and clear out. Like, I remember after that, like Baltimore City had all these like vacuum sewer vans that would just go in. They would just fucking flush the lines with high powered water down the sewer lines and shit. They had them all over for a little bit after that. Just cleaning the shit, yeah. Just cleaning the shit out. It's weird, you know.
But then they have shit right into our waterways.
Yeah. It goes right back into our natural lakes and resources and whatnot.
Why are we putting shit in our water?
So I mean, like that just comes down to the system that Baltimore City has. It doesn't happen everywhere because they don't have the sewer system we have. We have stormwater runoffs, but the sewer pipes leak into the stormwater runoffs, right. And it goes
That's
into
what floods it.
Yep.
Don't it seem like we could just like do shit pipes right to like a landfill?
And then you just got a thing of shit water?
It is what it is.
I mean, how long do you have that? How big does that get? That's not sustainable.
You don't think that would soak back into the world and make it work?
Not 1 million shits a day. All the water from 1 million shits a day into this lake every day. 10 years?
It's a lot of soil.
And then but then you also render that area unusable.
Is it though? If we're squirting shit into it, isn't that fertilizer?
I don't know, man.
It's literally shit and water.
I think
it's what plants need.
It's what plants crave.
It's a little bit of sun in there. You gotta play it.
Idiocracy.
Yeah,
there you go. I've seen that one. There you go. There's one for Steve. Mark that one on the chart of many lost ones.
10.
But yeah, it's what plants crave. Shit water. But I mean, it would just sit around the whole time, man. You'd have a lake of shit. You'd have a lake of shit. Because
squirt it right in the water.
Because
we already make the pocket for it.
But it would literally continue to fill up. It would fill
up.
We
figure it out.
and then you're like, all right, we gotta treat the water now.
We figure out back to square one. The shit water. Would it evaporate? That's what I want to know. Elon, if you can get back to
me. And then you contaminate groundwater in the area.
Is it though? If it's just shit and water.
Well, if you have like a fresh water source underneath the ground, it's shit in it, you can't use that water no more. You know what I'm saying?
A gay bomb.
And you convert all that shit into water, huh? So we're back to water treatment. There we go.
Water treatment's like the future $1 million business.
I mean,
$1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, you got you got
pens that you can drink out of. That you got straws you can drink out of that'll make dirty water clean. But people still ain't got water everywhere. Isn't that weird? Like we invested more. And the water that we didn't even need to clean.
It's the same thing because then they're like, all right, well, we can't even ship these like we thought we could all the time because it's expensive to get shit into Africa. You know, it's like so you made this thing and then now you can't even get it you get it into the country every once in a while, but it's not enough to help solve the problem. Instead, you could have just built the well. You could have built a couple wells and it would have been good.
Imagine if you did $1 million and just built like 10 big ass wells.
How much would that even cost? Probably a fraction of the long term it takes to get all that products to market and shit.
How deep you got to go for a well, right?
And then you're like, all right, well, as a company, who's going to sponsor to get these things in there? Because we didn't make this product just to start spending money to get this into the country and get it distributed to people.
Yeah, I mean, if you made the product, but like if it's one of them situations where like you've got grants, bitch, or you got a loan, give it to people, you know? Same thing with them goddamn prescription drugs.
Yeah, but then it's like,
do
you want to do that? You're like, okay, we just spent the money on the R&D, and now we're just gonna spend the rest of the money to go and give it away. Like, it doesn't equate.
Yeah, this is one of the things where it's like, if it's created with taxpayer dollars, it should be for the low at least.
Well, it should be, but it's not. You know, it's just, especially because I mean, like
why wouldn't they at least have to pay us back? Isn't that weird?
You should at least supply it, or I don't. I mean, I think you should have it that way. I think it should be supplied that way kind of way. Yeah, but it's just not. Okay.
With Warren, right? Like just a specific
So-
thing that she said about how like she was just gonna, from what I understand, just make it illegal for Congress members to be lobbyists.
Illegal outright, so they yeah.
Well, that seems like that makes sense.
I think it makes a hundred. I mean, but it also doesn't. 'Cause it's like, well, I mean, if there were different,
How does it not make
I don't know.
sense?
I don't know. I don't know, man. 'Cause
Listen,
like,
no matter what, right? No matter what, if you're
I don't. Because I mean, I don't like lobbying. Period.
But here's the thing: if you're evil or not, it's a conflict of interest. You get what
But
I'm
if you're
saying?
an ex-politician, is it really?
Yes, it's a conflict of interest.
But if you're not a politician no
circle,
more.
but you were in that circle. You know what I mean? You have connections to that.
Yeah, but when
You're still the criminal.
but lobbyists aren't for the government. They don't work in the government. The lobbyists work for companies.
And that's where you're fucked
You
up,
know?
bro. And that's where you're fucked up because literally what your congressman is saying and what that senator is saying is what that lobbyist that's paying him the most told him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Lobbyists. So what lobbyists are? They're not part of the government. They come in. No, they come in and they rally and kind of like fund, like you're saying. You know, give money for people to for politicians to pass what they want to do.
People go lobbyist and they can go Congress, or you can go Congress and go lobbyist, right? So you have that option there. But either way, when you're doing these two things, no matter what,
lobbyist is definitely the better play.
There's a conflict of interest there because you can alter the same things that you're profiting off of.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Like when Jimmy Carter, shout out to Jimmy Carter, happy birthday, 95, oldest ever president.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter, you know, when he got
oldest living, like he's the only one that got to 95.
He's the only one ever that got to 95. He's the oldest to ever do it.
Shout out Jimmy Carter.
You know why? He's a good man.
Happy birthday, Jimmy Carter.
When he became president, you know, you have to get rid of anything that you can make profit off of, like that you can directly make profit off of.
Right.
That's the weird thing with Trump and Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And just keep paying it. No one gives a fuck. It's like, whatever.
Right.
But when Jimmy Carter became president, he literally sold his peanut farm.
Yeah. Because for no conflict of interest.
And was he even going to make one
signing 100%.
on peanuts?
100%.
No. But if someone came across a desk that said, we think we should legalize peanuts in this state, and that's where you grew your peanuts at, you would have a conflict of interest. It's just there.
Yeah. No, 100%. I feel you on that. You know, I think, you know, I don't think people should be able to, especially Congress people, to come back and lobby for any number of companies or situations. But I mean, you also, on the flip side, you would also have, like, would you then allow congressmen to lobby for something that's like good? Let's say a congressman wants to come back and then be like a lobbyist for, you know, any number of things for like disability, you know, acts or whatever, you know. No, nothing,
man. I'm trying to end that connection right there. If he's gonna lobby for something, he can do it while he's in Congress. And that's when you should be lobbying for those good things you're talking about, bud.
But you don't.
Why didn't you do that when you were a senator?
So you don't do any you don't do away with lobbying like all the way.
I would make it illegal.
100% no lobbying.
100% illegal.
I'm with it.
For a lobbyist,
I'm with it.
Because we're straight up doing like no tampering sports style. You know what I mean? Like we're doing just like that basically. Like you straight up cannot even come in contact with these people. Yeah. And if you do, it's no fines because they got money. They got money. That don't do nothing.
And that's what sucks because that should be the culture of the government. That should be what the government represents.
Instead, they got this direct scheme for people to just make money.
Exactly.
Like,
so,
remember the one they showed that was just, I don't know if you remember, it was a woman. It was so horrible. Like, she made like 3 straight decisions for this company in her last year in Congress. Yeah. As soon as she got out, went right to the company CEO. Another guy did that with oil. And then remember there was the most recent one with Trump's lady that had to step down because she was part of that false conviction.
Right. And it was like Trump's first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, direct oil CEO, you know, just like coming in, you know, just like shit like that immediately.
He was director of energy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I believe he was director of energy.
He was ExxonMobil. He was a CEO of ExxonMobil.
Yeah, and then the guy's like director of Treasury is a Goldman Sachs guy, which is like maybe that would qualify you.
Yeah, and you bring like, you know, you're able as the president to bring anybody in like that. So I mean, I think you should also do something with that where it's like if ex-CEO or whatever, it's just like nah, you can't be a part of this.
So then maybe we can agree that Trump had a good idea.
Unless it's like business, maybe, you know.
It's at the end of the day, like 4 people went to jail. that Trump chose. You know what I mean?
That's another.
Well, they avoided jail,
and
but
that's
not
another
convicted.
thing. Not arguing Democrat Republican. That's for me as someone just looking at the situation. That is one nail in the coffin for me, where it's like, okay, you have to look deeper.
There's
been arrests.
You could say
made
one, right? You could be like, if his lawyer got locked up, you'd be like, lawyers are sketch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you're like, okay, then Flynn gets locked up. And you're like, it's weird or what. I don't know. That was the order. But then, God damn it, I forget the other guy. It wasn't Munchkin.
Nah, because he's still in. He was like, still.
God damn it, I can't remember his fucking name.
Oh, Paul Manafort.
Paul Manafort,
his ex-campaign manager.
Yeah, I thought there was one more.
Yeah, there's another. I can't think of who it is right now.
Yeah, but either way, 3. Let's just say it's 3. Like,
well, I mean, you could have stopped at 1. You could have stopped at 1.
3 cabinet members.
You could have literally stopped at 1, and that's just looking at the situation.
That admitted to it.
Yeah, like, and then everyone's just like, if you take this back 2-3 years, Hillary's emails, like. That just doesn't get me. I don't.
Every time I say that,
private
I'm like,
server, okay.
Every time I say that, I'm like, yeah. Seriously, no, I believe Hillary deleted them emails, dude.
Yeah,
Hillary deleted them emails. But what about this situation right here?
Yeah,
I'm talking about,
exactly.
Right?
You know, I mean, it's just like
they don't want to argue the situation. They want to argue Democrat Republican, which is just annoying, man.
And it's like what?
And Democrats do that same thing. There's Democrats that'll do that same
thing.
Exactly.
You know, exactly. 100%.
But I try to play both of the side of the field. I try not to look at Democrat, Republican, nothing. I just try and look at the situation itself.
Yes.
Is it sketch?
Yes.
Well, how's it sketch? And that's all I can do.
And then usually the next line, again, to keep it away from like Democrat, Republican, is just like, well, what about Obama or Hillary or this or that? Where it's like, yeah, Obama did some fucking crazy fucking shit. Like, what do we say about that right now?
But
what do we talk about? Let's talk about. We're talking about this situation. This is live, current events going on. This is happening right now.
And you don't want to go down that road. You don't even like going down that road because it becomes Democrat, Republican.
Exactly.
But like, when I'm talking about that guy that I talked to at work, like when we were finishing up our conversation, he was just like, he was saying, well, what if Biden did do that? And he was like, oh, okay, well, it can happen. And I did not want to do this, but I was like, well, do you remember when Trump said that Obama's birth certificate was fake?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, the picture that everyone was sharing, like, was proven to be photoshopped. And he's sitting here trying to tell me, he's like, well, that back then all birth certificates said African American and his said Negro or something like that. And I'm like, that was probably the Photoshop one.
Yeah.
I was like, it probably was the Photoshop.
Yeah, I doubt any birth certificates say that.
And I was like, what? And I was trying to explain it to him. Like, I wasn't trying to stay there for that long. I was like, now you're going conspiratorial on me. Right. So it's hard to even make any argument.
Right. I can't even talk to you right now. I'm kind of not talking to you right now.
Let's just say if that is the case, if that's really what you believe, dude, why are you even arguing anything government? Because that would mean that our government is the stupidest fucking thing on the planet. For him to be able to go from representative to mayor to governor to Congress to president, and no one figured out like, oh, this is a fake birth certificate. Like, no one figured that out, dude, with like the most high level scrutiny that it could possibly be. Like, for even that to be like government rigged, there have to be so many people a part of that. Saying that is literally like saying we didn't go to the moon. It's the same exact thing right there. I'm sure that limit.
And I'm sure if it was there that it's something like that, and Trump was trying to put the whistle blowing on top of it, something would have been found at that moment.
Because of this big thing. You remember that?
Yeah, it was a big. But that's what I'm saying. Since it was so big, if something was found, because more eyes were on it, you think someone would find something? It would have been out there, but it wasn't. So
stupidest shit I've ever heard, bro.
Exactly. So when we're talking about this situation,
but you know what? People don't even consider Hawaiians Americans, really. Either way, even if it's from Hawaii, people don't consider Hawaiians Americans for some reason.
It's like
it's just so far. It's like that Puerto Rican thing.
Yeah,
it's just like you're just far out there, dog.
But like Alaska is America as American
as
it gets. You know what I'm saying?
It's they got oil.
It's as American as it gets. You know, it's just like outdoors, wildlands, rough living, hunting.
It's that they get like $1,000 is the average up there
because of oil. Yeah, oil money. Yeah. Because I remember.
I don't want to be a part of something like that, but goddamn, that mama, no.
Yeah,
12 grand
exactly.
a year for free, son.
Count me in. You know.
What about
But
like
it's
those
like
3 months of darkness?
But it's also
Can you do that?
I think I could do that. You know, but I've never been in an extended period.
Right.
Like I've never
Your
been
eye
in
comes out
extended
of your eyes and
periods.
just hurting like ah.
I've never been that extended period of time without that type of thing. I mean, like, because like when you live here, it's like you enjoy a cloudy day every once in a while. You're just like it's pretty nice out right now. It's like just soothing. It's a little wind going. It's not bright. It's just a different setting. There's a different beauty to it.
If you got
So, I
into
mean,
a
I don't-
car accident, would you rather lose your legs or your eyes?
Legs. Like
You
legs.
want your eyes, right? You want
You
to
want-
see
you want the eyes.
everything you
Exactly.
just described.
Exactly.
You want to see
Exactly,
more than
man.
you even want to move.
And I mean, like, people move around blind. For me, it's terrifying. Like, just like to
Yeah.
move around blind
They
like
do
that.
good.
They do real good. They get all over this.
I like to picture that
they
they're
get on
all
buses.
Daredevil. I like to picture it's like that because some of them really make me think they're Daredevil.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Like I try and help them across the street, they don't even need help.
yeah. They're just like, no.
It's
I
like,
got this.
Yeah, I'm good.
I got this.
It won't be for me.
All the cars stopped. I know. I can hear it.
I heard it 4 different ways.
Heard you walk up to me. I knew what you were gonna say. Heard
The
your
next
thoughts.
block will be open.
Heard your fucking thoughts. Back up. It's just like it's.
What's
and,
up? No, I ain't married.
And then they carry on. No, I'm not gay, bro.
I'm 8 inches. Get out of here.
It's like I know you think I'm good looking for a man. Just get out of here. You know. So I heard your thoughts. I heard your gay thoughts. I'm not gay, bro.
It's so funny how like they were talking about that Sober October thing. How, like you just go around and people like every time you're introducing people, you're just always like, yeah, he's gay, so just be careful what you say and shit. Like
what
that.
if I dose you?
But you're straight.
What if I dose you, bro?
If you dose me, it'd be nothing.
Just like Ari Shaffir did.
It
like,
would be for me. It's nothing but timing of what time you do it. Like, did you dose me at 12 o'clock at night? I got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Yeah, man, like, that's gonna make my night rough. But like, bro, we go out to the bar. I don't even care if we ain't doing shit that Saturday. We just got to the bar Saturday 6 o'clock.
He does
And it's like,
it.
as long as you took it too.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
dose me and not be going with me.
Yeah,
Whatever
right.
you put in my shit, put in your shit.
Well, I think Ari was going off. I think he just dosed him.
I think he just dosed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that style, I just dose you. If I'm drinking with you, maybe if we're out.
Well, let's
just say we're about to go do this podcast. I just dose you.
I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
dosed though.
It's not a thing where I don't always like. I'm not gonna. That doesn't mean it's okay for you to always dose me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you did it, I'm like, ah, you bitch.
In the Bert
What you giving
situation,
me? Heroin?
in the Bert situation with Ari, it's definitely different because he had to leave that night on some fucking.
Yeah, and he's like at his house where his
He was on a
family, he
plane.
got
Yeah.
kids and shit.
Yeah,
So, like,
had to say goodbye to them. It's just like
yeah. All
timing
that,
was fucked up.
all I'm saying is, if he did that, I hope that whatever he did, Ari poured the same thing in his cup, which is what
Yeah.
I would hope. Like, if we're Saturday at
I
a
don't think
bar,
that happened,
it's
though.
6 o'clock, bro. I take a shot with you, and you just go like, she has it in there. I just took 2. You know what I mean?
You know, I thought that was the drink.
I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's just like,
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, you bought me drugs.
Yeah, right. That's what I was saying, like free
Hey,
drugs.
thanks, man. Like, that's,
But like, if you told me like
free drugs.
yeah, but if you just told me like, like I put some roof lid in your shit, I'm like, that's fucked up, dude. Roofie yourself real quick.
Yeah, roofie's pretty. Yeah, get even. You got roofie
Yeah,
yourself.
let me buy like both get
Roofie
roofie
yourself,
because that's fucked up. Now I'm thinking you want to fuck me, dude.
Yeah. I'm starting to get offended right
Like,
now.
don't give me nothing like. I don't even know how you could give me some bath salts, but don't give me no bath salts, no PCP.
No, meth, heroin.
Honestly, I don't even want like.
Like I hit you with a Jeffrey.
Yeah, the thing is like.
A bunch of mixed shit
I
together.
did my fair share of ecstasy, you know. Like I can handle my shit on ecstasy.
But it was Molly, so I mean,
I can handle my shit on that. It's different if you're gonna give me like, you snuck like
half a shrooms.
let's say like, well that would be hard to do, but yeah, if you could get like a half of shrooms in me, I know how you would do it. But like, yeah, I was thinking ahead of that. I was
Somehow
like,
just put it on a pizza and
but
just
like,
take
say
it.
like you got me.
I
like,
made a shroom pizza, legit. Like,
say somehow you put like 5 hits of acid in something, you know, like a cake,
yeah.
like underneath the icing or some shit. I don't
Yeah.
know. And I just fucking ate it. I was like, I'm gonna be.
Like, bro, you put how many tabs? 5?
You did 5 too.
How many? Was there any more tabs in that cake? Because I ate 3 slices.
The first thing I'm definitely thinking is how much that cost you.
Yeah.
All right, dude. I'll do your acid. It's Saturday.
Acid's pretty cheap though. It's like $10 a tab.
If you want
$50
some
for 5
bullshit.
tabs?
If you want some bullshit.
I mean,
I never
so
even had like
some
good
acid I did recently was the shit that Abby bought, and he bought a sheet of like. Well, he bought like a
Names
corner.
out there on
He bought like a corner of like a sheet for like $8. Or it was like $8. No, it was a little square. No, it was a big piece of paper. It wasn't even cut. I don't even know, man. But it was a decent sized sheet of paper, whatever. And it was like, yeah, I don't know. But it was some good shit. It was like we were tripping, we were going. We were tripping some balls.
To the contrary.
Yeah, probably. It was like, oh, we ain't tripping. They ain't tripping at all. But I mean, who knows if we had some real acid before? I'm just saying,
And there was literally people
That's why, yeah. But I mean, it was at that moment where I kind of decided where I was like, I don't want to do acid, because for even you tell me like it's still some type of synthesized chemical that like you made and soaked into this paper.
It takes a lot out of you.
Yeah,
bro,
man.
Like you do some shrooms, you're really good the next day.
This is like
You're
some concentrated shit.
There's no side effects of shrooms except for thinking about what you did yesterday and like
I'm usually pretty tired,
Yeah, you're tired because you stay up late.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say even after like a couple of days after, like you still feel like you feel the after effects.
I feel nothing. I'm just straight up in thoughts. That's all. That's all I think. I'm just like thinking hella thoughts. I don't feel like my serotonin dipped or like.
No, nothing like that. But I mean, like there's that after feeling. That's all I'm saying. It's like it's similar to like when we first started smoking like a lot of weed, and like you'd wake up the day after smoking like a Q with your boys, and you just be like, it's always with your boys.
With the boys.
Yeah, and it's like you'd have that kind of like after high feeling. That you don't get that no more, of course. But I mean, I feel some sort of like that. It's nothing like my serotonin's low. I'm crashing. I'm feeling low. I feel.
Like I'm always just like hella spiritual. Like, oh dear, he's about to talk to me. Some shit like that.
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro.
But like MDMA, that's like the best worst drug,
Oh, they kick your afterwards,
ass.
Bro. Oh my god!
You have to be a strong person. That's why you try and explain it to a newcomer. You're like, look, tomorrow you're not gonna feel as happy. Like tomorrow you're gonna feel sadder than you usually feel,
and you'll be tired,
and you're gonna be worn down. You're gonna be tired, and you're gonna have the shits.
Yeah. Because not only did you just completely deplete your serotonin and dopamine, you danced for 12 hours.
Yes. Your legs are going to be.
You were out till 6 in the morning and didn't come down until you fell asleep at 8.
You know the thing is though, like if you eat 5 grams of shrooms, you wait until it kicks in. You're not gonna be like, I need another 5 grams.
No.
With like MDMA, bro, that's the curse. You know what I mean? You take 2 tabs and you're just like, you're at this 150% euphoric. And if it goes down to 149%, you're ready to take another one.
Yeah.
Because you felt so much better. Like you've never felt that happy.
Yeah, man.
So it's weird.
And that's like I always tell you about the happiness I felt was when I first went to Life in Color.
Yeah.
Just Miley drunk as fuck, slinging paint. There's some fucking dancing to fucking 4 hours, 5 hours.
And they were all saying that like they wouldn't take it, but like I would take it. I would take it again.
What, Miley?
Yeah.
It's
got to be at the right time.
Yeah, for me, like afterwards, the day after is always just like, it's rough. It's a tough one on me, man. Especially because like I said, I feel an after effect from like shrooms. I'm not like I said.
Yeah, but it's just one of the things where it's like you didn't become addicted. You know what I mean? So it's like
100%.
You're just like, man, I'm about to have really. Like if you go to Burning Man. Like, hey, bro, you're not gonna do some Molly or something.
I would be like, I want to do some shrooms.
See, but I'm not so functionable on shrooms, man. Like,
and Burning Man, how functional do you gotta be for Burning Man?
But it's like, I don't know. It would depend, I guess, what time it was. Like, if it's my last night and I feel like I ain't seen shit or something like that, like I ain't really did shit. Maybe I'm just like, I know if I do some shrooms, I'm gonna get stuck. I'm gonna get stuck somewhere. I know if I do some Molly, I'm gonna go everywhere.
Well, see, I don't think I'll get stuck anywhere. I feel like I'm gonna just bounce everywhere. I just feel like I'm just gonna move throughout.
I mean, you've never done that, right?
It's like, well, yeah, 100%. But like,
that.
I'm also under the impression that that's just what Burning Man is. The weirder thing there isn't me walking around shroomed out.
No, but what I'm saying is you've never took shrooms and went somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've done that one time, bro. And that's why I'm not like I don't like it because I know like the time that I went to a club, I thought it would just be normal. I thought exactly how you're thinking.
Well, I know how much I wouldn't like it. I already know how much I wouldn't like it.
Well, like if you're just thinking like, the lights are gonna go and like you enjoy it. It's like when you get there though, it's like you're not enjoying it. It's weird.
But I mean, like,
You have to be around. You got to
be.
be around people that are definitely fucked up with you.
But it's also what Burning Man is.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, for me, that kind of so that I couldn't do that and be like, I couldn't do shrooms at Life in Color. No, I couldn't go to a similar art exhibit, something similar to Burning Man, but not exactly Burning Man, like and on shrooms. But I can go to Burning Man on shrooms because that's kind of like what it is and meant for.
100%, I could do shrooms at Burning Man.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is like like Burning Man, you're gonna have multiple days too.
It's a special case.
So you're gonna. I mean, Burning Man, I'm doing a lot. You know what I mean? I'm getting fucked up at Burning Man. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is like I feel a lot more functional on MDMA. Like I'm still there, you know, where like the last time we were on shrooms, like that was the cleanest I ever been in my head as far as able to keep a convo. But usually when I did it, I'm just on to the next thing. I really can't keep a convo.
Right.
And just kind of moving around. So when I said stuck, I didn't mean in one place, but like where you're just like in your head. You're kind of just like thinking about other shit. Like I could be right here talking to you, but I'm really not here.
Yeah.
You know, with Molly, like I'm really here. I'm really happy to be talking to you right now. Yeah. Tell me your life story. I got an hour and a half.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I
feel you on that.
That's all I'm saying. Is like you're gonna be way more shit's gonna happen if you take some Molly.
I think you'll be interactive. You'll be more interactive, but
socially,
you'll be way more interactive.
Yeah, but you still can have hella fun on the shrooms. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I mean, for me, like I said, you know, I would do shrooms, but I mean, like, I guess I would do some Molly the next couple of days because you can't do shrooms.
I'll tell you what, though, you're not gonna dance how you would on shrooms.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? Molly gives you dancing power. Your skills go up 3.
Away.
Your stars go up 3 when you take Molly.
100%.
You are the sickest dancer to ever exist.
You have that Molly drink in you, and you're just like, you have that shit going on.
Damn. Who want it? What's up? The next day, you're just like,
you do that shit from Always Sunny. We're just like, oh,
fuck it. Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
oh, man, there's nothing worse than a dude who's just trying to force a light show on you.
Do not come up to
Don't
me.
Force a light show on me, dude.
Bro, you know what I had worse? I remember I started smoking a blunt. Next thing I know, I had this like 17-year-old white boy in my ear starts rapping. And he just like
Tom Terazakis is at the rave, bro.
Yeah, just rapping. And then he tries to get the. I'm just like, I'll give you the.
Like, he rapped you and trying to take your
rapping. He was just rapping. He was trying to hit it, you know. But he was just rapping. No, he was just
look. I'll rap for you. Let me get your blunt.
Rap. He didn't say anything. Though. He just kept rapping.
He was just rapping and he put out his hand.
Yeah, just rapping. It was
and like, what you do? Nah, like, here, dog.
That's another thing. That's another. We always talked about it. When we went to these music shows, we would sneak blunts and weed in.
Steve would.
We would sneak some blunts and weed. And so, and people would come up and ask to hit the blunt. You don't even know me. Can't hit your blunt. What?
The thing is, I'm super friendly. Like,
so of course, I was drunk. I was mollied up.
Yeah, I usually would, but like there was times where you're just like, no.
But like when I was sober, I would never ask that. I would never go ask people to hit their blunt. You know
listen, I've had every single case. I've had where people try to hit my shit. They hit it literally one time. And
you ever had a rapper just come up and rap to you?
I've never had a rapper, dog. Yeah. I've had people light show me.
Yeah.
Try to get me. I've had people try to come up. They try and just hit it one time, give it back to you, and leave. I like them people, right? Or I've had people that come up and go, "Yeah, you got more of them." I got like last Life in Color. Like I had like 3 people come to me like, "I'll give you $20 for one." I straight one on there, skimpest one. Here, like, there's no way it was not worth $20.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what I mean? I made money off of that.
Anybody offer me no shit.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that did happen. Oh, go ahead.
The next thing they will offer you is cocaine. They'd be like, "Bro, I'll give you a bump if you let me hit that." And you're just like, "Nah, bro."
You're
right. Like, I would have snuck coke in, dog, if I wanted to do coke.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been to a lot more raves than you too. So.
Yeah. I feel you on that. I
had a nice little phase there.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing I did, and I was like, kid came up, asked to hit the blunt, and it was probably like this big.
Yeah, about an inch and a half.
Not nothing too crazy. So I let him hit it, and he tried to give it back. I was like, "Nah, bro, you can go ahead and have it." He's like, "Oh yeah, man." He's just like started hitting it some more. Go and pull out another one. One of the fatter ones I had. Just like. Just start puffing on.
You
start puffing on it.
Felt so
like it wasn't like a normal light. You were like
you showed off. You was like, yeah.
There's smoke up in this.
What bitch? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Who Hefner? What's up? Yeah.
Big clouds. Big clouds. Big clouds.
You're blowing up your dick pump. Straight up.
Bro, you just fucking.
One more will do it.
Hard as a bitch right now. Thugging. Thug bro.
We're Ogie.
I am Ogie. But yeah, it's just like
I just want to go to like the biggest parties, man. I like big parties.
Yeah.
You know, one time like I went to something like I've been to some crazy shit, man. The times I've been places, I feel like I timed it bad.
Yeah.
You know, but like I remember one time specifically, I went to this pool party, pool rave out DC, and dog, there was like this. Everything was going good, bro. And there was like this one point where just like there was a couple people in the pool. And like everyone just jumped in, dog, and just overflowed this pool like everywhere, like to the point where like got to the dance floor and shit. And like the pool don't even got much water in it. No, right. There was like 85 people in this fucking pool, bro. God. There's no room. Just ugly as shit, pouring water every single place. People are cheering it on. Yeah. Like they're cheering anything out of radio. Yeah, I tell you what, they don't fight.
No,
they don't fight.
I mean, I've seen a couple scraps at the rave, but I mean, like,
never seen
every
scrap,
time.
Dog. I've seen literally some issues that happen, but never a scrap. I've been to 30 raves.
I've been I went to the One Life in Color in Philadelphia. No, it was one in DC.
I've seen one.
DC and Philadelphia. Sorry. DC and Philadelphia. There was one apiece that I saw, and every time that it happened, people broke it apart. And all you heard was, bro, it ain't worth it, man. You get kicked out, man. And they're just pulling them apart, man. Just like you just see 10 or 8 people on each side just funneling them back into a separate crowd. Just like, they ain't worth it, bro. I've even done it once, just mind. I've just been like, bro, man, chill out, bro. You're having a good night. Bro, you're having a good night, man.
You're trying to look like that good guy, too. Like you're thinking about things like that. Like, you're just like, I just want to be good to everyone. Yeah. I want everyone to think.
Especially on Molly. And then you see that, you're just like, oh, yeah, bro, yeah.
And someone else is like, yeah, chill. And then you're like, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, chill, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. And then you all dab up and it's like,
chill. We should just chill.
Chill, dog.
We should just chill. And it's just like everyone just starts to like moving their body side to side.
Oh, that's a chill guy.
Everyone just starts bopping like this. His little shoulder in there. It's
the funniest thing. I love seeing people just open up on the dance floor.
Oh, when I getting loose.
Just not give a fuck.
Getting loose is like
you don't gotta do dance moves. Sometimes I like when just people are like just moving.
That's why I enjoy
flavor.
That's why I've enjoyed the weddings I've gone to. Because I've always seen that one guy that was just like he wasn't the worst, but what definitely wasn't the best dancer. But he was just out there having a good time. Not afraid to have the good time. Just like hitting spin moves, just like just doing whatever you felt. Like,
there was a really weird time. I thought I talked about it here before. I can't remember. Forgive me if I have. But I went to a father-daughter dance for Kay's niece before, right? At this Christian school. And we go there. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go there. And like there comes this point where like the DJ wants to do dads versus daughters. So they put it on. It's like Whoop 'em Gangnam style, and like, bro, literally, I want to say there was like 40 dads there. Me and one other dad started dancing, dude. You want to talk about cringe, bro? Like
no one else was dancing.
No one. It's literally so all the dads are on this side of this like a little auditorium spot.
Yeah.
All the daughters are over here. The daughters start doing everything.
They don't care. They like dancing. They like dancing.
Literally, me. And this fucking dad, this older dad who was going off on the real Gangnam style dance.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing too much. You know what I mean? And I noticed that nobody was doing something. I was just kind of like, because it's just literally me and him, Like they're not even rocking. They weren't even rocking, They're literally just sitting there like sipping a drink and shit. And I'm like, this guy's going off on me. So now I'm second. So now there's only one or two, and I'm second, right? and everybody's watching here, right? So I'm like, but I'm trying to like do it, right?
Do something.
Like, the weird thing about it, I'm like, bro, how bad is your guys' ego?
Right. You can
like. There's literally
daughter.
Listen, dog. There's not even women here.
Right.
Besides, like, ones that work at the school or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you literally don't got nothing to show up for. You got nothing to show. This is for your daughter, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just go out
and
there
that's the only reason you're there.
Go out there and
for your daughter.
Go out there and make a fool of yourself.
Exactly.
It's for your daughter, bro.
And
like, how could you possibly? Dog, I'll fucking.
She will have 100%, triple the time she had if you didn't dance.
You do any, bro? You get a fucking tattoo on your face say "kick me" or something, you know, for your daughter. Like, it wouldn't even be a question. You're just like, for my daughter.
Yeah.
It's so easy. You know,
exactly.
You're like, oh, just dance. Just go against your daughter in a dance battle. Like, what? You never even did that at home?
I'm sitting here as
I'll be fucking my daughter up at home.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get
I'm like, she doesn't even know how to play fucking Just Dance. We gotta connect, okay? She's bullshit.
She's horrible.
She's bullshit. She plays easy mode, and she doesn't ever get 3 stars. I always get 3 stars on this shit. I'm a body this bitch.
Yeah. So basically, 95% of these dads didn't want to fucking dance. And you're just like,
that's terrible, man.
Horrible, bro. And then they do the daughters, then they come back to us, and at this point, like, this guy doesn't have the same momentum that he originally had. He did a lot with that Gangnam Style dance, and I'm kind of just
an older guy.
Stepping, you know,
he's an older guy.
And just that was all that became of that. And I was just so ashamed of all those dads that day, you know. Yeah. If I had been a part of that group, like if my daughter had went there, I would have told them all, like, come on, dog. You know what I mean? But like, I was there as a guest. They don't even know me.
Exactly,
you know what I mean? I'm not supposed to be there.
Yeah, you're not dad.
Yeah, so I didn't want to do all that. But funny ass shit is the guy that was going off was her niece's friend that was sitting at our table. So I'd already met him and shit. So that was the one person I knew.
Right.
And he's going off. So it was us two going off.
That's good.
We're going back to the table. He's like, guarantee you if they sold alcohol here, the dads would have fucked them up. I'm like, that's true. If you got everybody drunk, they would have all danced.
Exactly.
But like, they can't.
Well, maybe not. Some people won't.
Bro,
yeah,
they will.
I would say you might get 6 out of the 4. There'll still be some
best
people who don't do it.
dancing drugs you can do: MDMA, alcohol.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel you.
Everybody thinks they can dance, dog. They definitely would have been. It'd have been 90% out there at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 35 or 40.
I'm part of that. I'm part of that. We're just like,
you're gonna get out there.
I just do whatever the fuck I want.
I was just so ashamed that day. I'm like, literally, what is stopping you? What is that?
It's just ego.
You're just
simply.
You're such a pussy.
Simply
that you can't swallow your pride and go out there and make a fool of yourself for your daughter, dude. Like, what a joke of a man.
Right.
Can't even, bro. Like, you would play dress up with your daughter. You let your daughter do makeup on your face. It don't fucking matter. Like, anything.
Well, that's the thing. You probably do all that in private anyway. But when it comes to doing it in front of people, now it's a problem.
Some of them probably do that.
You know?
But some of them don't do anything like that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know, I used to let Sunday paint my nails and just not even wipe it off. Just because she thought it was funny.
Would not give a fuck.
What is that? What do I care if another man says, oh, your fingernails are painted?
Exactly. Well,
dude, do you have a pussy?
And as soon as you
got a pussy?
And as soon as you look at me like, well, my daughter did it, and he looks like a real fucking asshole right now. He's you don't have to just say to that.
Yeah, never, right? Never. That's always the worst. Then you just feel bad.
Exactly.
Like when you're like, yeah, your mom, and they're like, my mom died when I was 12. You're just like,
your dad, he was never there.
R.I.P.
Your sister ate her in the womb. Never came to fruition. It just didn't happen.
Grandma beat me.
Granddad beat my grandma.
Me? Beat my meat. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for another show.
Oh, man.
I love that on the punchlines.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Love you.
Bro.